the chat. All three of you. Because Jared left, I guess, to check things.
Is your dad not going to be able to play anymore?
I don't know. He hasn't asked about it. So I don't know if he just got fed up with all of you and your characters and was like, I can't handle this anymore.
If he got fed up with anybody, it was probably Ranger Steve or
yeah.
And he missed like the biggest fed up episodes ever.
I know. Yeah, I feel like he, like Stalker, may have just went over to Billy after the lightning strike and just kind of sunk a dagger into him. Been like, well, it was nice knowing Billy.
Yeah, I think he might have.
But I don't know. I don't know what. I had plans for him. But you guys have lost a lot of companions to Lambrose Forest.
Yeah, this fucking forest, man. We still have like 80% of this world left.
Yeah, mostly Palm. I mean, Palm was a big loss. Character I tried to make you guys care about, and despite my minimal efforts, you did not care about him at all, ever.
I care about Palm.
We saved him once. He got taken again.
He was not our friend.
You just killed him off.
I didn't kill him off. You guys decided to have him follow you guys into the puzzle, which he helped you greatly, and then he got taken by a cave fisher, and nobody tried to save him.
Oh, that's right. He did get taken by the cave fisher.
Like no one tried to save him. I mean, like it wasn't even like a Tug's in trouble kind of situation where everybody's like, okay, we're not going to help Tug, but it's because we know he can handle himself. The Palm situation was more like, oh, thank God, there's no more dead weight in the company. Like,
if I recall, I was taken by the cave fisher too, so I couldn't do anything about it.
Making excuses, right? The same cave fisher.
I didn't want to do anything about it.
Exactly. Yeah. Hey, you guys play your characters the way you want. I'm not scolding you. I just merely thought it was amusing. But that can lead into our question, as long as Jared is ready to roll after his sound check.
Yeah, sound check is good. I know I'm late to the conversation, but I did almost ask your dad. I probably should have the other day. We were talking about a board game or two, and then I started to mention it, and I was like, I need to get here. So.
Oh. Maybe. Did the dogs wake you up? What was it when you ended up sleeping on the couch? Because they woke me up, I guess, like 2 minutes after you left. Because as soon as you left, then my family was like, "Oh, good, we don't have to worry about anyone sleeping anymore."
Yeah, no, I was up and I was on my phone, and they were being extra quiet, and I was like, I should get up so they know that I'm totally awake and I don't have to be quiet.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I walked out and they're like, "Oh, Jared literally just left," and I was like, I just came out because I couldn't sleep anymore with the dogs. They're like, "How late did you stay up?" I was, just 3 o'clock. There's 3 in the morning. It was nothing.
Did you and Jared stay up longer?
No, not really.
We left at like 2:40.
Yeah, we were talking for like, I don't know, 30 minutes maybe.
Yeah. So I mean,
I thought it was like 2 o'clock on the dot. I didn't think it was that late.
Maybe I'm misremembering. I thought it was 3, but I don't know.
I don't know.
That's just how tired I was, I guess.
Yeah, you were falling asleep on the couch.
I know. That's what alcohol does to me. I fall asleep. But
I'm ready. Yeah.
Start the questions, the fun facts. Like I said in the last time we did it, we had a little bit of audio problems or whatever, but we'll decide from you guys after I ask you your questions who wants to ask me a question, whether it be about, the world or characters or creatures or whatever, anything to do with the game we're playing. That way you guys get a little information and I get some information as well. So, question for your characters so far. We'll just start at the top. So, Kobe, what is Billy Banger's personal favorite NPC they have encountered so far.
Ooh, yikes! It's not gonna be Tony.
I was gonna say, if one comes to mind that you, we'll twist it a little bit. It can either be your favorite or your least favorite. How about that? Whichever one comes to mind first, whichever one you have more passion speaking about, go with that one. I feel like that's an easy cop out. You're all gonna pick Tony, but
yeah, no. Billy's had some issues with the town folk. I'd say Jaspier is probably his favorite.
The other gnome that you guys encountered. Okay.
Yeah.
Why was Jaspier your favorite?
You know, you just get along with other gnomes. It just happens that way. It seemed like he was up to doing some fun. We were up to do some fun, and you saw what happened. We saved a village. So that's what gnomes do.
Okay, so pretty straightforward. I'm surprised you remembered all the way from way back when, but I guess gnomes leave a lasting impression. Did it have anything to do with the fact that you knew about the gems that he gave everyone, that they were oblivious to?
You know, the gems. That was a funny trick. You know, Tyrell thought he had a gravity detection gem, and the whole time it was a gnome gem. That was a good one. Jasper told me to tell everybody that. So
I remember doing the voice for Jaspier, and I hated it. So I was glad he left, because I just held my nose when I was speaking, and it's actually very difficult to breathe if you're taking half of your breathing away. But how about you, Cameron, and Ranger Steve's favorite companion or tag along?
I really liked the turtle who we were saving.
What's his name?
Uh,
I mean, you know who he's based on.
It just blanked in my mind. I can see his outfit so hard right now.
Oh, you can't even name the inspiration for the character, let alone
Oh my
the
gosh,
character's
I can
name.
totally see him. I'm blanking right now.
Name
I'm pretty
name
sure
something
it was
he says.
barbecue.
Oh my gosh.
He was in the first Spider-Man movie with Tobey
Yeah,
Maguire.
Bonesaw. I remember that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Holy crap, what is his name?
He was in the Slim Jim ads.
You're thinking of a barbecue turtle?
I'm not. I don't want to tell you. We might.
Randy Savage.
There.
Yeah,
Okay. You Googled that, didn't you?
No, I have a. So I go through the ABCs in my head, and it works like 75% of the time. If I can't remember a name or something, I'll go through the ABCs, and when I get to the letter I'm thinking of, it instantly sparks it. I got to R.
Yeah.
Did you go to ABC, Google, Spider-Man?
No, I swear, no.
So you guys have spent so much time in Lambrose that you've forgotten who you're here to save.
Yeah. Well,
We are not here to save anybody.
Well, that does not bode well for Andy Ravage, the tenacious turtle.
So I like him, but I do really hate the old lady we saw in the last village. I hate her so much. She was so annoying.
I don't remember the old lady.
Kobe's voice for it.
Oh, okay.
You guys are talking about Becky.
Hello, everybody. Sound like Adam Sandler.
I'll take that as a compliment. He did 50 First States. That was a classic.
Instant.
And Jack and Jill.
Right, because Jared's the only one that's seen that movie in this group, I think.
I think I've seen part of it, but it was pretty
Definitely
terrible.
not seen it.
Why would you admit to that, Cameron?
I think it was on kids' families. Like they always have TV on, and it was in the background. It was really, really bad.
Jack and Jill, and it was so bad that I can't even remember anything about it.
Dang. Well, let's jump to you, Josh. How about Tug?
Hewick.
What is Hewick? That was a quick answer. Did you just know from the moment that you spoke his name into existence that he was going to be with you for the rest
Forever?
of... Yeah.
I mean, yeah, basically just like Platt. I mean, when it's meant to be, it's meant. There's no questioning. You just know that's you're gonna have them in your life forever.
If
Well, he was shit at volleyball, so.
if Hewick and Platt, like if you had to make the ultimate difficult decision upon who would live and die, would you pick Hewick over Platt, or would you pick Platt over Hewick?
Well, I mean, seeing how this is a theoretical question, I'm just not even going to fathom it. So.
Oh, okay, that's fun. So moving on, I guess so
Shut down.
I can't. I'm not gonna try and. I'm not gonna beg you on my knees to have you explain it. That's fine. But Platt's not real either, so I just thought that would be.
How dare you?
I mean, you kind of made him up the last couple sessions, and you're trying to
No.
speak him into existence.
No, Platt has been and always will be. Just because I don't introduce every single aspect of my life to you guys doesn't mean he's not down there when I'm down there meditating with my people. Who do you think's keeping me company? We all know that I'm not a loner.
So back up. Now I'm confused. I thought Platt was off on his own adventure somewhere. I didn't. You're saying anytime you go underwater, or currently as you're going through the forest, he is just following you, waiting for you to enter some sort of body of water so he can keep you company?
Well, I mean, he's like not just waddling around finding ponds, but if I'm in a major body of water, he knows I'm there. He senses it. He comes looking.
What if you traverse across land to another body of water? I mean, how does he? Aren't they freshwater animals? How does he? What happens if you go across the ocean?
I mean,
He has a right to a house.
I've never ventured that far away from him. He's just always been around.
Okay.
Who the hell is Platt?
Yeah. Explain to the group who Platt is.
I've never heard that name.
What? Everybody doesn't need to know who Platt is. Platt is mine.
Is it your boy lover?
He's my pet platypus.
What the fuck? When have you had a platypus?
I've had a pet platypus the entire time. He spits venom. We went through this, remember?
Like a year ago? What are you talking about?
I think he's talking about when we said what kind of pets would we have if we had a pet, and he said he had a pet platypus, and
he's never talked about
now
anything.
this thing's been following us around. I mean, we all know the existence of Coconut.
Yeah, at least he pops up every once in a while.
Yeah.
I don't have to share every aspect of my life.
That's fine. I just thought some of the people who didn't know about Platt maybe could be educated.
How would you guys not know about Platt? You've never noticed the platypus just been following around?
No, but there's been that goddamn raccoon that's been out and about.
How do you not know that that's not Platt?
That's been Platt this whole time?
It could be.
Okay.
He gets mental sometimes.
And sounds like a not platypus when he's upset.
You should Google what a mad platypus sounds like.
Be honest, I don't know what that sounds like. That's a duck, but that's pretty good. I mean,
they're duck-billed.
I kind of want to sound. What does a mad platypus sound like?
I don't know. Oh, that's a good question. Maybe. Do they even really make? I don't know. Regardless, Jared, how about Tyrell? What is Tyrell's favorite NPC that you've crossed paths with, or least favorite for that matter?
I think I'm gonna have to go with a favorite, and that would be OED.
Erectile dysfunction?
No, the Emerald Dragon.
Oh, okay. All right. Why the Emerald Dragon?
Well, so we first met him, of course, and there was a lot of, I mean, you could call them paradoxical moments, but I have noted in my mind here that he was, first off, he was scary, yet he was welcoming. He was angry, yet he was well-tempered, and he was mysterious, yet he was full of details. In the end, what I really liked about him is that he helped provide us with a meaning to our journey, Even though we just constantly get distracted with side quests, super easy, but that's okay as long as we aren't on a time limit.
Is there
But-
a deeper level of affection for this dragon?
No.
Oh, okay.
I mean, maybe if that one person in the group who knew what the purpose of our journey was ever spoke up and told us, we wouldn't be just wandering around.
You guys refuse to listen to me. Our purpose is to spread the message of Helm to all the people.
Have you not been doing that the whole time?
Oh, I have.
Just
You just
not the
haven't
rest
listened.
of them. If you guys
But not
had a
the- not the
more
rest.
unified collective,
We could have such a bigger congregation and following. Imagine the power and influence that, a great Thai gnome like myself could have.
it didn't go the best last time, even though it was a hallucination.
No, it was real. I passed the trials. It was fantastic.
There were definitely elements of that were real, but it's I guess a little bit easier when there's a stone that you can just make laws, so you can just tell everyone to go to church. But yeah.
That's a good point. Yeah, they didn't really want to go there.
Well, I mean, they did, but only after they were informed that they wanted to.
Listen, we had naysayers at the congregation, and you know what the church did? The church came together.
To murder two innocent people who were human trafficked.
The details are not
to-
important. What's important is they came together and worked as a
They
church.
got better.
Well, we are done with the fun facts. We can move on to where we left last time. So last time, you guys had just left the sort of realm of the first elves of Corellin, the sort of first offspring. They had been sort of mutated over time by this magical essence, this pure creation of the blood pool at the center of their civilization. So they had almost become one with nature at that point. They put on a little puppet show with flowers for you guys. You learned a lot about the world around you, about the lore, about how they came into being, about the forest itself. You've gained a little bit of a new perspective on just what's happening with the forest, how different people are coming into play here with Edgewood, with Commissioner Cassius Credo, with Sib the Soothsayer. You know there's some serious, dark, magic voodoo stuff going on. And then on top of that, you've got the whole Emerald Dragon situation. You still have your shopping list of things to get to bring back Andy Ravage, which you know, at least you've been told, is already dead, but the potion you're getting the ingredients for could bring him back. But the very last thing you guys encountered as you left the elves behind you was a signpost pointing back the direction you came, saying Edgewood, which you're extremely deep in Edgewood at this point. As one of you saw from the tower, you could barely even see Ember Peak, which is concerning because that is always in sight everywhere you've been across Morningstar so far. But you also haven't heard of anything being on the other side of Lambrose Forest. You know, it also has the moniker of the Infinite Forest, so it's a little bit puzzling to see a sign that would be directing people the direction you came from. But with that, we can jump right in.
Wait, what was the question you had to answer?
Oh, yeah, we could do that. I'm glad you reminded me. Does that mean you have a question for me?
No, but I'm just interested in hearing a question.
I think Cameron had a question last time, which was, what was Morningstar, which is the continent you're on? What is Paludaria, which is the crystal sphere you are contained within? And it is contained within the phlogiston, not the flagellin, which are two words that I have not said very often, but I can get crossed up. So, does
Flagellum.
anybody have a question for me?
I've got more if nobody else does.
I
Yeah,
had prepared one, but I literally Cameron's question answered mine last time.
I mean, if nobody else has one, Cameron can go again, or Ranger Steve, but it's up to you guys. Who wants to ask me? You get one a play session, anything you want. Granted,
Tyrell, go.
I'm not gonna like tell you guys, you know, how to solve puzzles or something. You don't get to ask those kinds of questions, but yeah, Jared. I mean,
Nope.
is there any sort of part of your question that I didn't expand on, or?
Yeah, but I think I got a better understanding of what I was wanting,
So you don't think
which is as
the
far as outside the planet we're on, than I could have possibly asked.
okay? So there's nothing else that was missing from that you could formulate into a
No,
question for. Okay, so
not
yeah,
really, because I didn't know you were going to answer so in depth. I was really just expecting like, sure, it's this.
I'm gonna try and expand on it. So,
All right,
but
I'm good to defer to Cameron unless Billy Banger's got a good one.
Nope.
all right, Cameron, you are up.
So this all depends on how accurate that book was. I know you said some
Okay,
things had changed about it.
Uh-huh.
But I did notice on the cover and a couple other subsequent pages, there was a eye symbol.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so, like, who wrote the book and what does the eye symbol have to do with that?
So you don't know who wrote the book. You do or did, but when you were in possession of it and had seen it for a very brief time, get the sense that this was a collection of information across a wide variety of people and places, even times. There were different handwritings in the book. There were different languages. There were different stories. There were different components, everything from a monster manual to maps to notes and scribbles and uh, people, places, items, things hidden. But it did not appear to be written by one person. It just appeared to, contain a bunch of knowledge uh, loosely of Morningstar as a whole, some of Paludaria and their gods, but specifically with uh, the eye on the hand, as far as you know so far, the only thing to have a hand and an eye together is the sigil of Helm. So the symbol of Helm is a gauntlet with an open facing sort of hand, and on the center of his hand, his palm, there is an eye. So that's pretty well known throughout the Morningstar that Helm's sort of sigil is the open face gauntlet hand with the eye on the center. There may be other people, creatures, collectives, groups, cults, whatever, that also have eyes as their symbol.
The convocation of uncounted eyes.
Yes. You have heard of the convocation of uncounted eyes. You don't know if that symbol belongs to them, but the hand in the book does not look like it is a gauntlet. It looks like it is a severed hand.
Oh, we have a severed hand.
Severed
Should I?
hand you have.
Well, I have an eye.
You do have an eye.
Oh, this gets. I want to go ahead and take out Orca's
Okay.
eye, and I'm gonna try to push it into Tyrell's hand. See if I can get any magic to happen here.
Okay, so you pull out Orcus's eye from your bag. The poor shopkeeper that died in that horrible accident of a fire in the Trident.
It's just crazy that he willed me his eye before he left. And I mean that's canon. So
Yeah, and so if you want to try and push it just with your own force into the severed hand of Tyrell, who still has yet to replace his hand, by the way, you can do that. I just need a strength roll from you if you're gonna do that.
okay, yeah, I'm just gonna start and just just use my strength. Try to push that in. Let's see here. Probably not enough. My total strength roll here is just going to be a 5.
So you push it, and you're reminded that Orcus's eye is like a fake eye. Like he had one missing, so you asked for his fake eye, which is glass. It's kind of a marble, I believe. It still has a little bit of soot from the fire on it, so it's hard to tell. But you kind of push it, but you get the resistance of a normal hand. I mean, it's not going anywhere. If you
All right, I'm going to take out my dagger and cut a hole for the eye.
all right, you would just do a 1/ or a X, and then you put it in, or like how how are you going about this exactly?
I'm going to try to just carve out an area that's smaller than the eyes so I can kind of, wiggle it in and push it and it'll hold in place.
Okay. Yeah.
So, Tug, what are you talking about there? Have you pushed any eyes and into any hands before?
Well, I mean, I thought we were saving the hand. Doesn't the hand have some health, and we don't want to kill the hand?
It's my hand now.
So, you're welcome to cut into it. So you make the small incision, you push the eye into the hand, and there's not a ton of blood that's come out at this point. A lot of it has kind of ceased. It's congealed. It's kind of solid. The hand doesn't really stink yet, but that's because you're keeping it well wrapped.
Well, I also have a bunch of flowers.
Right.
That I've been keeping in my inventory.
Yes.
So that helps with the smell.
Helps to mask the smell.
Yeah.
But the eye is firmly planted in the palm of Tyrell's. Well, it's not Tyrell's hand per se anymore. I mean, it is Billy's hand, but it was previously attached to Tyrell. So.
Well, this is just exciting.
Go ahead and take 1 HP away from the hand as well while we're at it. I believe I gave it 7 HP, I think, right?
I have it at 6.
Okay, because it already took 1 hit. You threw it at the vine sort of gateway.
Alrighty.
All right. So after watching this gruesome spectacle, I mean, Tyrell was oddly quiet through that. I guess
he's probably not near us anymore.
Let me check my phone to make sure he hasn't snuck away. Okay, he's still here.
I real sense that people are talking about him. He was looking off in the distance. He didn't realize he was needed.
All right. Well, you guys have the sign before you. You can push deeper into the forest. You know the elves said the Emerald Dragon was that way. You don't know what else is in front of you. But, yeah, whatever you guys want to do, however you want to proceed. The trail leads ahead on a straight line. Behind you is the closed gate of the elven civilization. And, it's the same 12 gnome wide path you've been walking on this whole time.
I would like to pleasantly skip my way down the path.
You're able to do so.
If he's going to skip, I'm going to play a little tune on the mandolin. So,
all right.
I just want to look over to Ranger Steve because I hope that he has a bit more experience with trails and maps. Maybe he has an idea before we go trotting down in great fanfare.
I'm just going to shrug and just casually walk behind them as they skip. They'll tire themselves out, Tyrell. It's fine.
Okay, but you think this is okay?
I turn back.
Yeah, we're on a big 12 gnome wide trail. I think we'll be all right.
I reach my hand back for Ranger in a welcoming way. Like he wants to take hold. He's feeling it. He wants to skip.
Ranger Steve, do you take Tug's hand? I mean, he's offering you to skip with him.
I awkwardly fist bump it.
I'm going to persuade Ranger Steve to take my hand and skip with me.
Okay, so Ranger Steve, you're going to build a charisma check, and he's going to try and break it, essentially. So it's 8 plus your proficiency if you have a proficiency in charisma, and then your charisma modifier. Whatever that number is what he has to roll higher than in order to persuade you.
Okay. I'll let him know if he beats it.
What is it?
Give us the number and he'll roll. Or you can
It's a 10.
text it to me and he can roll.
It's
All
a
right,
10.
Josh. Tug, make your persuasion. Give us a roll.
Nat 20, motherfuckers! Nat 20!
All right. So Tug offers his hand, and Ranger Steve, you feel a strong sense of, not urgency, but yeah, skipping seems like a pretty good idea. Just so I know, Tug, are you reaching out with your lobster claw, or are you reaching out with your other regular hand?
Regular hand. I mean,
Okay.
I don't want to. I'm trying to ease him into it. I don't want to intimidate.
I mean, who's to say what a regular hand is?
A blue Genasi hand. So Ranger Steve and Tug are skipping down the trail.
Do 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 do.
So yes,
That's the tune that I'm gonna carry with us
sure thing.
as we
Billy's
skip around.
plucking away at his lute or mandolin and singing a song. So Tyrell, I mean, you're the only one that's not really particularly occupied, but you gonna
I want
follow
to make
him
sure
down the
Tyrell
trail?
knows.
Wait,
that
also has
there was
has
magic at work.
a full day. We haven't gotten past midnight yet, have we?
When we left, it was reaching sunset.
Okay, so I still have
I mean,
the giant. I still have a giant. I have the giant elk, the boar, and the badger that are out. So
Correct.
okay.
I mean, could I offer a claw to Tyrell?
You can if you would like.
Yeah, I'm
That
gonna,
means you let go of my hand and we stop skipping. So
Well, Tyrell is holding hands with you with his other hand. He's offering his open claw to Tyrell. And Tyrell is a little puzzled because he did just hear you say, "Don't worry, Tyrell. They'll skip themselves tired eventually." And then you took Tug's hand and proceeded to skip with him.
Very perplexed.
I can't tire out.
He's trying to tire him out quicker.
Yeah, that's you do get that sort of sense, Tyrell, that something is at play here, but you're not sure what.
I'm gonna persuade Tyrell to take my claw and skip with us.
All right, Tyrell, I need the same build from you. So 8 plus your proficiency if you're proficient in charisma, and then your charisma modifier to see. And you can tell me the roll on text if you don't trust Tug, or you can. A what?
We said an 8?
An 8 plus proficiency modifier if you're proficient in that category, and then your charisma modifier. So those 3 things combined make up your check that he is trying to beat.
All right. That's going to be an 8.
Well, Tug, I need you to make a roll.
Swear to God.
What was it?
15, but it's higher than that because I'm proficient in charisma.
Okay, so you offer your claw to Tyrell, and after seeing Ranger Steve join in with the skipping, you're like, hell yeah, sure thing. Grab a hold of his claw,
like 5 minutes.
and the 3 of you are skipping right in front of Billy as he and his elk are not far behind.
It's gonna come back
to
and bite
see
you
the
there,
dragon, the wonderful dragon of Lambrose. It's fun, you see. We'll skip a wee. Fun, 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 fun.
So Ranger Steve, you've got this expression on your face like you're not having fun, but everyone
can I
around
do something
you
to get away from this?
seems to be having fun. Can you do something to have? Yeah, I mean, you could, I guess, try and persuade Tug to let you.
I'm gonna punch him in the armpit of the arm that's holding my hand.
Okay. So you're gonna try and attack. That's fine. So I need you to make a attack roll, unarmed. So just a D20, strength modifier.
18.
Natural 20, critical hit.
Josh, your armor class is what, 15 or something?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Cameron, what are your what's your unarmed? What do you have written down as your unarmed?
What?
We just did this. I think it was just a 1d6.
All right.
Did you not write anything down?
I don't have anything written down for unarmed.
So just roll your 1d6 and punch him in the armpit.
5.
Dang.
Oh god.
All right. Yeah. He was not expecting that after extending that olive branch of friendship and happiness. You sort of lift his arm up with his hand in yours and just give him a nice uppercut right into his armpit. And Tug, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw to see if you're gonna continue to hold on to his hand even after you've been punched in the armpit and taken 5 damage.
1.
So you do not succeed. In fact, you sort of stumble and fall to the ground. You sort of knock into Tyrell, and now Tyrell is holding your claw hand as you are laying on the ground. So this has completely caught you off guard.
Are we doing bad cop here?
I'm gonna spit on the ground next to him and just keep walking down the trail.
Keep playing. I do have a question though, because which hand is the what is
So in my mind, Tug is holding his right claw, right?
His right claw, yeah, right. His right hand is the claw, right? And I had hold of his claw hand with my actual only human left hand, so I've been trotting backwards, skipping with him.
I actually, I'm recalling this now. So, Hewick is the right claw of Blibdupula because I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong here, Tug, but I believe it's your left arm that is the crab claw, which means Tyrell would be on your left side, which also means that Ranger Steve would have been on your right side with your right human or Genasi hand.
Yes, because the claw was on my non-dominant hand.
Right. So
okay.
So I think you're in the clear, Tyrell. I don't think you're skipping backwards.
Either way, I'm bad because he said hand, not nub. So I was skipping backwards. So I'm pretty happy that stopped. I'm surprised I didn't fall over. I'm just if he's falling over, I'm just going to try to see if I can. I want to help him up, but then let go.
Okay. So you kind of help him up, and he almost gets to his feet when you release yourself from his claw, and he kind of has a puzzled look on his face, like, I was just trying to have a good time and skip with you guys. But as you guys are getting up from your merrymaking, or some of you maybe aren't having as good of a time, you notice a little bit of a path off to your left leading to a bit of a clearing, and there is a tree stump in the clearing.
I'm going to persuade Ranger to apologize to me.
Okay.
I'm going to take off running as fast as I can towards the tree stump.
That's fine. So Ranger Steve's going to run away, and I need you to still succeed at a check, I guess, with disadvantage this time, though. So, sorry.
He's on the ground, and I walked away.
No, I'm saying he is the one that is doing this at disadvantage because you've already persuaded him once against his will. You're going to try and persuade him again to apologize as he's actively running away from you. So
yeah.
So I need.
I understand.
I should have said Tug, you are going to roll with disadvantage. So you are going to roll twice and take the lower of the two numbers.
Yeah,
But Ranger Steve, if that still beats the check that we had built out for you of 10, then you're gonna have to apologize, I think.
I think Tug needs to explain what he's gonna. He needs to say what he's gonna say to Ranger Steve to get him to apologize.
I would agree.
Or is he just looking at him with puppy dog eye?
I mean, you guys can play this however you want. You can improv it or role play, or if like Josh is doing now for Tug, you can just do the stat block stuff, and we can roll that all day. So,
well,
it will be increasingly harder as this goes on.
I got a 19, and a 6.
So
But
you
I'm
take the
but I-
6.
but I'm proficient in charisma, and my charisma is a +4. So does that add on to that?
So your proficiency modifier at this level is 2, and your proficiency bonus is 4, putting you at a 12. So you do succeed. So what do you say to Ranger Steve? And Ranger Steve, you will have to apologize in some fashion.
Oh, Ranger, that really hurt. I thought we were friends. I can't believe you would do that to me.
That wasn't asking for an apology, though. That was just a statement.
Well, I would have
-4.
I would assume that he would have to be like, "Man, I'm sorry. I can't believe I would do something like you after all the things you've done and the journeys we've been on."
All right. After hearing Tug wax poetic about all the things he's done for you and how you're ungrateful, how do you apologize to Tug, Ranger Steve?
Walk up to him. I'm gonna hit him in the face with the backside of my axe and say I'm sorry.
Isn't your axe double-sided?
No, like the the handle, like the
Okay.
bottom.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Okay.
This is great.
Give me a roll. D20.
If you kill him from accident, just like messing around, I swear.
Well, it's okay. We can bury him. There's a lot of land out here.
Oh, that's the silver lining.
Is it what or what additive is this or whatever?
I mean, it's your strength. You're making an attack.
Oh, great. We're just gonna do this all fucking day, bud. 16.
How can he? I won the persuasion. He should be able to apologize.
I said I'm sorry as I hit you in the face with the backside of my axe. Well, I mean,
It's pretty equal from my viewpoint.
You broke up. What did you just say?
He said it's pretty equal from his viewpoint.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean, you can't just say I convince him to go jump into a lake and drown himself.
I mean, you got an apology here, Tug. It's just not the one you wanted.
yeah, I
So-
see that.
So he smacks you.
and I want to use entangle with the weapon attack.
Okay. So roll damage with entangle.
Can I go ahead and play my mandolin?
Yes.
Inspiration right there.
So you got lucky with damage. It was only a 3. And my
Suddenly
entangle is
everyone's attack senses have heightened. Everybody's on edge. With
my
the
entangle is an
song.
extra 1d6. Or not entangle. Sorry, that's a spell. I wanted to use what was it?
I thought you were using the thorns that were on.
Yeah,
your
piercing
axe.
thorns.
Don't forget your crossbow.
So piercing thorns is a 1d6.
Thanks for helping, Billy.
Oh no, trust me, I could have done the last time too. So and I didn't. So piercing thorns. So far we've got 3. Piercing thorns is a 2.
5 in total, and then your crossbow.
I'm gonna pull my crossbow out and just bend down because I'm assuming he's probably on the ground now.
So it's your shoulder-mounted crossbow. Like, don't forget that this thing is like some sort of magical crossbow.
I'm just gonna have it come out but not shoot. Just have it point out.
It sort of, extends out on your shoulder, and it is looking at Tug as you sort of bend down over him on the ground.
And then again, I'm just gonna walk away.
So after this sort of stare down, and you sort of threatening him with the crossbow bolt to end things or finish things off, you decide to just silently walk away. So Tug, I need you to take the 5 damage from that, and make sure you took the damage off last time too.
Yeah.
So I think 5 and 5. So you're down 10 HP, and we just got started.
Well, I mean that's kind of a loaded. Just started, yeah.
So, you guys, how do you want to proceed here? What's going on? The mood of the group is kind of all over the place right now.
I've been playing some great tunes.
Oh yeah, no, you've been having a grand old time.
Tyrell has enjoyed the music.
Tyrell, or you think those two are okay?
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I'm not going to get in the way. I think this is a lever squirrel, so I'm not going to get in the way.
There is, see, and that's exactly what I'm thinking, Billy. Like I thought, I could try to interrupt, but this is something they need to get past.
Did you notice the sexual tension when we were back at the tree place? There was plenty of it there.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I caught Tug taking a couple looks at Ranger Steve, and when Ranger Steve every once in a while was laughing a little too hard at one of Tug's jokes, I was catching on.
So as we're talking, I want to look back and see what Tug's response to a Ranger Steve.
I threw up the stream in Discord if you guys want. There won't be anything for a second, but well, there hasn't been anything yet. We haven't even got out of the gates here, so to speak. So.
Well, right now it's just Tyrell and I are gossiping.
Yeah,
next to my animals about those two. Hopefully soon to be couple. Can make it through it okay.
We're almost an hour in tonight, and clearly, Christian, you didn't have to prepare anything.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. I have stuff prepared all the time, but I can just count on you guys to, lengthen things.
I could tell where this was going, and I said it out loud. We've wasted like 5 minutes already.
Hey,
and
I've been having a blast. This is entertaining.
Oh, it's hilarious.
I mean, it's not wasted time for me. I feel like it's just, kind of opening up your guys' relationship. You guys are getting a little bit closer together. I'm excited about it. I'm a licensed minister under the Church of Helm. So
Ranger Steve, you are, though, a little bit in your frustration, like, what are we doing? I thought we were going to take care of this dragon situation. We just injured this thing. We were going to chase it. We just ran into some elves that slowed things down for us. And, you're ready to go down the trail. You still see this, like, small little path leading to a clearing with a tree trunk off to your left. But you don't know if you want to go inspect that or go farther down the trail or distance yourself from the rest of the group. But you're ready to make a decision. So whatever you want to do, I'm going to give you the initiative to do that right now.
I'm going to walk up to the edge of the clearing and make a perception check.
All right. What are you trying to perceive?
Just if there's any danger in the clearing as we enter it.
Give me a roll.
6.
All right. You don't perceive any danger. I mean, there's no visible traps in front of you. It is a clearing, so in order to get to the stump, you would have to expose yourself. There's not really anything but some ankle-high grass in the meadow. But, it just looks like the Lambrose forest you've seen before.
Ranger Steve, move your hand up from your eyes.
Can I use my passive perception of 15 to see if I, notice anything on these paths now that they're starting to split a little bit?
So they're not like diverging in a Y. This is just sort of an offshoot off to the left. So,
gotcha.
You notice just the small footpath. You don't notice any distinct prints, but it's clearly a location that something comes and goes from, to and from the clearing or the stump specifically.
Guys, it looks like something's going to and from the stump here.
But you don't perceive any danger either.
I mean, this is no more dangerous than a lover's quarrel. So I think we're okay if we want to go check this thing out, or get out of here. So
yeah, I'm personally thinking could we maybe find some berries or indigenous fruits or food that could maybe restore some lost health of a party member.
That's a good idea. I could hoard up some of those in case I lose some health. Thanks.
That's what I was thinking.
Sure. So you're gonna try and forage for some berries, I guess.
Yeah, I like that word.
All right. Give me a survival check. See how many berries you come away.
Goodness, survival. That is gonna be wisdom. My specialty.
wisdom is my lowest stat, and that makes sense.
I think mine's intelligence. Yeah.
It definitely makes sense for my character.
Yeah, all mine are pluses except for intelligence, and it's a -1.
It was 13.
Okay, you come away with 5 berries. They're red in color. They don't you don't perceive them to be poisonous or dangerous. These look like relatively ordinary berries compared to the ones you have eaten in the past. But you also don't know that they'll do that much for you. We can save that for when the time comes.
I'll say I have no idea. I'm actually just going to hand them straight over to Ranger Steve, which is probably not the best idea since he was the one doing the damage. But since I don't know what they are, I think he should review them. If they're good, then he'll hold them. He'll hold them in his inventory in case.
Ranger Steve.
He just eats them, doesn't get attack.
Being a ranger, you know these to be the small, little, cherry-looking. Are they crab apples? Like the hard, like not berries at all. Like they're the little.
Crab apples are the big ass softball size things.
What are the tiny little ones that come and they look like cherries, but they're like super hard and not edible?
Snozberries.
Yeah.
I feel like it's just another type of cherry, but it's just not like an edible one.
I just remember a tree being in some neighbor's backyard, and those things were, I don't know, they looked good, but they were not, and you couldn't really eat them either.
I'll go check my encyclopedias. See if I can find something on trees. I ordered a whole bunch of them, so I'll go check out.
Which letters?
I've only got the first half of the alphabet, so.
But
Include berries, I guess. So do you guys want to check out the stump, or you want to keep moving?
What color is it?
the stump, tree colored.
Oh, the tree colored stump.
Right.
Does Tug need any of those berries? I mean, you looked like you hurt his spirit. Have you tried apologizing?
Yeah, I tried that once. I don't think it went too well.
Oh.
I walk towards the stump.
All right. Tyrell walks towards the stump.
We've seen a stump before. Nothing spectacular happened last time.
We'll assume that they're pin cherries.
So Tyrell, when you approach the stump, it appears as if it has been hollowed out. It almost looks like the stump you've seen before, but for some reason this one does not have a cauldron inside of it. It looks like it could very easily fit a cauldron inside of it. It almost makes you think that someone has taken the cauldron from the stump you've seen before, but you know that you've gone deeper into this forest. This could not be the same stump.
No, in my mind, I think it's probably absolutely the same stump, but maybe in a different timeline. Like, so that's what I want to yell back to everybody and tell them, like, hey, it looks like we found some weird interdimensional pathway when we went down this path, this trail here, and I think we're back at the tree stump that had the cauldron, and it's now gone. Now could be before we may run. If we stay here long enough, we may run into our past selves. I don't know. But what do you guys think?
Ranger Steve, let's not give those berries to Tug. They're clearly not okay to eat. He ate those berries, and now he thinks that we're time travelers. This has gone too far. Yeah, sure, Tyrell. We're time travelers. Okay, you doing all right there, bud? Maybe drink some water.
Can I find any water?
you could try and find some. Sure, give me another survival check.
I think that's part of my character. Is if anyone tells me I need to find water, I have to try.
You hate water, though.
Oh man, that's only a 9.
You realize you have a small ration of water on your person, but there's no bodies of water anywhere.
Okay.
You do look in the most obvious place for a little bit of water, which is inside the hollowed out tree trunk, but the most that's in there is a couple acorns.
I'll take a couple acorns.
How many of the acorns?
Well, you said a couple, so if I can have 5, I'd be happy with that.
Okay. You take 5 acorns from the hollowed out tree trunk. Some squirrel will be very unhappy with you.
Well, maybe I'll help a different squirrel out later, which may, in fact, actually be sooner, depending on which time zone he comes from.
I mean, I
You
don't
mean
think
like
you guys have
Mountain
encountered
Pacific?
any squirrels on your trail so far, aside from the one that Billy communicated with.
Yeah, so I cross my arms, look at the other guys, and see what they think.
I think it's just like last time. We didn't see a whole lot until they went back to it later. I think that's when they saw the cauldron, right?
Tug, are you doing okay? Tug.
I'm gonna walk back to the trail, the main trail, 12
Oh yeah,
gnome wide.
you're already on the trail, the 12 gnome
Okay.
wide trail. Tyrell, are you gonna rejoin them on the trail? You gonna look around the clearing or the stump anymore?
I'm gonna. Can I do a little searching around a little more?
Sure.
Not just
Where and what do you want to look for?
Well, I'm always looking for something shiny first, and then second would be food related, and then third would be anything that smells.
You don't see anything shiny immediately. You have already found your food, and the most you smell is the wind through the forest. So you get a little bit of a, oaky smell of the trees.
Oh, what direction is the
A little bit
wind?
of an oaky afterbirth.
Yeah. What direction is the wind? You realize you don't know the cardinal directions in this place.
No.
So now I'm running after Ranger Steve because I need to know.
All right, you can run after Ranger Steve and ask him which way the wind is blowing.
Hey, do you see the wind?
We're in a huge forest, super thick. It's not that blowy down here.
Mm.
It's kind of just following the path, so I think it's heading down the path.
Do you know like which way is that?
West.
Okay. I'm gonna write that down. I'm ready to go.
Okay. I'm gonna toss a health potion to Tug and just keep walking.
All right. Tug,
So Doug's taking the shower.
you gonna take the health potion now? Or you gonna save it for later?
It's a D4 roll for whatever you roll.
I guess I'll just take it right now.
All right. So roll a 1d4 and then add that to your health.
I kind of, I show my teeth and like because like that was kind of a. I mean, while it was supposed to be a nice gesture, it's almost an insult because he couldn't have possibly healed you as much as he hurt you.
That's all I had. So I already gave him an apology.
So
Yeah, that's worth.
you have noticed that Tug typically would have retaliated here, but has decided to mostly stay quiet, even with the discovery of the stump and everything. So you are starting to think in the back of your mind, Ranger Steve, that you might have done some damage other than physical.
I did a little bit of damage, and he doubled down. So I don't know what anybody would want from me.
Cardinal directions.
Maybe you
tell
could take this
Weast.
time. Maybe you could take this time to tell Tug how you really feel about him.
Nope.
That's not
Okay.
Tyrell.
So you guys gonna continue down the path heading west?
Yeah, I can tell that Tug's not doing too hot right now, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to give him this butterfly that I found.
Butterfly.
It's purple. Yeah, I've been keeping it in my pocket for quite a while. I found it a while back. I'm not sure if it's still alive.
I do recall.
Yeah.
Do you want to know if
Tug,
it's alive or not?
Tug, I want you to have this. I've been holding on to it for a while. It's kept me happy, and I can see you're feeling blue, and you're looking blue, and well, this is almost the color blue. It's purple. And I give him the purple butterfly. If he doesn't accept it, I'll put it back in my pocket.
Is it? And I'll take it, but is it even still alive?
It is beautiful, but it is dead.
Yeah, I mean, I'll take the dead, beautiful butterfly.
Okay. It's purple. Make sure you write that down for your inventory.
Great description.
Did you get your sheets that I gave you out of the mailbox, Josh?
Yeah, I got them right here.
Nice. Yeah, so you take the butterfly into your possession, the dead, beautiful purple butterfly into your possession. You can put it in a pocket or in your hair, or I guess you have a helmet on, or your bag of holding. It's totally up to you what you want to do with it. But Ranger Steve, as you're sort of ahead of the group, more so than the rest of them, with your ranger eyesight, you notice some acorns starting to litter the path of the trail.
Okay, I want to bend down and pick one up,
All right, you pick it up.
and then just wait for them to come to me, I guess.
The rest of you headed along to catch up to Ranger Steve, or
Oh yeah, well, I'll make my way with on the giant elk, and
sure thing.
my badger and my boar are gonna go along the way. That they may be sniffing around for little bugs or little bits of things to nibble on here and there, but I know giant elks love acorns. They'll gobble those up. So
Tyrell, Tug, you guys moving on too?
Yeah.
Cool. All right. I just am going to assume that Tyrell is moving along.
Well, okay, so I had actually been down to take a look at a couple of leaves. I actually thought I saw some spider web around them and thought I lost it. So I was digging around trying to find some more web. Couldn't find any. And then I turn around and I see that everybody's kind of walked off. And I remember Weast. I remember hearing go Weast. And now I need to try to figure out if I know which way to go.
They're in sight of you, in front of you, and you realize that that must be Weast.
What if
Nope, that's Weast.
Okay.
your intelligence is high enough that you can see us and see that's where the group is going. I think that's what he's saying.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Ate a mushroom under the leaf.
When did you find a mushroom?
I was gonna say I didn't know you foraged any mushrooms in the meantime.
It was mostly in my mind.
Even the voice in your mind from the mushroom, whether it be real or not, is telling you that that is Weast, and those are your companions.
I'm gonna trust it. This might not be real, but that's all I got, so I'm going that way.
All right, so you guys catch up, and Ranger Steve, in the time it's taken them to get up to you, you've advanced a little bit farther, and you notice that these acorns are now littering the 12 gnome wide trail. I mean, you cannot walk without stepping on these acorns. You are not stepping on them yet, but they are out there.
I just want to look around the sides of the trail to see if if these are coming from the trees around it, or if something literally dropped them here, or if they're here for a different reason.
You don't see any acorns on the trees, but you assume that's because they have fallen to the ground. The trees do not look ill or sick in any way. They're healthy trees. The only thing that you can think is that you had encountered acorns like these once before. You had walked across their path, stepped on them, picked them up, inspected them, and they were just regular acorns then. Nothing would tell you the contrary this go around, maybe upon further inspection. But there's nothing of danger. Just seems like acorns on the trail. Just an unusual amount of acorns, though.
Hey guys, last time we saw this many acorns, what did we run into? Was it an owlbear? Anybody remember?
Can't dispute that. So yes.
It was just it was the same time. So the elbow was right after we did the tree stump, but I don't remember anything super crazy about the tree stump before, or in between that.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually, in my inventory, I noticed that I had actually picked up acorns from quite some time ago,
Mhm.
and then the acorns I just picked up.
Mm-hmm.
Do I know? Would I know if there's any difference, or can I ask
You
Ranger
can
Steve if he?
compare the two if you want.
Would I know? I'll try.
You can try. I mean,
Okay.
you would know best since they, you picked them up. Ranger Steve wouldn't know, you know.
Well, I could tell him which ones were older.
Right, right. I'm just saying, you initially, know these acorns better than anyone else at this point.
I'll trust it. What do I know?
So you're holding up just one of the handful and handful.
Sure, yeah, handful and handful. The ones I picked up before and the ones I just picked up by the tree.
All
That
right. So
were just
based on what you can see and the voices in your head from the mushroom are telling you,
Mhm.
these don't have any, distinguishing figures that would make one look different from the other. They all seem just like the same exact kind of acorns. There's no visual difference to them whatsoever.
okay. Definitely messing with my head that I don't know if I actually had a mushroom or not.
Do they
Yeah.
taste different?
No, they don't.
You try.
So Billy asked, and you proceeded to lick both of the handful of acorns.
Well, I had actually already I had decided, but decided not to say it out loud that I did take a bite of each one.
Oh, okay.
You just took a bite of an acorn.
2 different acorns.
Wait.
One was weeks old.
You guys kind of notice that he's eaten
You
two
don't know
of
what
these
time it
these acorns, and you realize maybe it was a good thing you took away those berries from him, because he's just picking things up and eating them now.
Freaking elves, man. This is what they do. Can't take them anywhere.
I can't remember the last meal I had.
Tug,
Acorns.
what are you thinking here? Do you remember what we faced last time we saw the all these acorns?
An owlbear.
That settles it.
Yeah, and if I remember right, I was in that cave when the owlbear died, so I must have defeated it by myself.
I think we just need to keep on going.
So Tug, you gonna walk out into the acorns?
Yeah.
I follow Tug.
All right. So Tug and Tyrell step out onto the acorns. And I need you guys to roll initiative.
I was waiting for.
I was
for it.
like, this sounds exactly like we're not roll initiative. Almost said it.
No, I got a 1.
It's okay.
Ooh. I got an 8.
Are we typing it in, or are we
Just tell
not?
me.
Did Tug say 18?
Tug
Yes.
said 18. Billy said 1.
I also got 18.
Tyrell
Three.
got
That's a
18.
1 for each of my critters as well. So
Okay.
they all got to go last as well.
I was gonna say we're just gonna use all you and your creatures each time on the same initiative. We'll just kind of roll through that way. That way we don't clutter things up. Ranger Steve, you said 3.
Yep.
Okay. And that leaves the other ones. Okay. So, I am going to roll 3 attacks.
Acorn attacks? What's attacking us?
So you won't know until I tell you. So, Tug, what looks like a ninja shuriken lands at your feet. An arrow whizzes past your ear. And the third thing that comes out of the trees and hits you in the chest is a giant foot of what can only be described as a man-sized squirrel. So this squirrel,
It's a ninja squirrel.
imagine like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but squirrels. So this one that's on top of you is clad in brown armor. It appears to be tailor-made for his physique. He's got this big great helm shaped like a downturned sort of crescent. And you can see underneath sort of the face visor is this like scarred patch of blue fur on the left side of its face and its like snout, you know? And you can see the eye, one of the eyes where the blue fur is scarred is white. Just pure white. You don't see where the other two attacks came from, but this giant squirrel is pressing its foot down on your chest and has pinned you to the ground. This kick has done, let me roll damage for it. Nine damage. So Tug, after that, it is your turn. What you want to do?
I'm gonna use my lobster arm and grapple it.
Grapple the leg?
Yeah.
Okay. Give me, you get advantage on that, but because you're knocked prone, we're just going to call it even keel on that one. And this is the same size creature as you, so you will need to break its check. So give me a strength roll to see if you can grapple the leg.
I thought I got to grapple it for free. I mean, it's
Yeah,
a
but
10-foot.
you're knocked prone at the moment, so that's why I'm gonna have you succeed at a check.
Well, I mean, I don't know if I want to do that if I have to do a check. I mean, I'll roll it, I guess. Yeah, I got an 8, so that's not going to happen.
All right, so you try and snap at him with your claw, but he, instead of putting his foot on your chest, he takes it off and puts it on your lobster arm. And he sort of has this glance of recognition.
Oh, I know who it is.
And he looks down at you and he takes off his helm. And you see that blue sort of patch of fur, that scar, reaches all the way back behind his head. And he's missing an ear. One of his other ears is still fine with the brown fur. But this scar has left him pretty disfigured. And he looks down at you and says,
I would know that face anywhere. You're the one that flogged me and my brothers in the portal. I have awaited this day. You will finally meet your maker. The rest of you can leave now, and I will spare your lives. But your friend's life is forfeit.
Hey, fuck you, bitch. We the Zoo Warriors Electric Boogaloo too. You gonna die.
If you so wish to stay with your fool of a companion, you may do so. But you will have the same fate as he.
Yeah, Zoo Warriors gonna ride today. That's what we about to do. The squirrel gonna get roasted.
As you say, Zoo Warrior is gonna ride today. He sort of clicks his teeth together, like chatters them, kinda. And you see two more squirrels hit the ground with a giant thud. The first one hits the ground, and it's got like yellow-orange fur on it that almost appears to like create a mane on this squirrel. He's got a like mismatched collection of light armor that look like he's claimed them from foes that he's killed in the past. Just a bunch of crude looking weapons and armor just strapped to him in every perceivable space. The third one to hit the ground is easily the largest squirrel. I mean, this one looks like a sumo wrestler. He's also the tallest and most physically menacing of the group. He's got a dark brown coat. He has skulls displayed on like a belt and like sort of a loincloth beneath him. And he holds this giant, I mean enormous, what looks like a katana with two hands, and has this grimace on his face, just this nasty looking smile, just gross, disgusting, decayed squirrel teeth. And the only thing that stands out in those squirrel teeth are the two very front teeth appear to be gold plated.
So Tyrell's feeling pretty inspired by Billy there, and he's also saying like, "Hell yeah, let's do this," and pulling his dagger out, and really hoping that the camera angle's going around like this is like the Avengers, like we're ready to take on.
It's the camera's going
Zoo
around.
Warriors, assemble!
The camera is going around, but you notice that the camera is going around the squirrels and not you guys, and you feel like that's a concerning thing that's happening.
Are we the baddies?
But Tug, you've got one more action before we jump to Tyrell here.
Chaos magic.
So you've already tried to grapple him to no avail. You can try and break free of his sort of grapple, you being knocked prone, or you can, if you got whatever else out of your bag of tricks here, so. But not Billy's bag of tricks. What you got, Tug?
I guess I'm gonna pop open the bottle, ever smoking bottle.
Okay. Yeah, so you kind of reach for it. The bag is pinned behind your back, but you manage to get a hand underneath there. Fortunately, the hand that he's pinning to the ground is your lobster one. So you're nimble enough with the other hand, and you get that ever-smoking bottle out, and you pop the cork, and the smoke begins to pour out of the bottle. Immediately, there's already a 30-foot sort of smoke cloud around you guys. So we'll go to the tabletop simulator here and kind of emulate what's going on. So Tug, you're right here. Let's get these.
Do you have giant ninja squirrel avatars that are?
Yeah, totally have giant ninja.
Actually, hoping he had Alvin and the Chipmunks.
Oh, you should add the avatars for my my companions as well.
Oh yeah. Hang on. Where is the? Well, that's not.
Just so you know, badgers eat squirrels, boars eat squirrels, and I don't know if elk eat squirrels. Probably not.
Probably.
I would assume not.
I mean, if it was a dead squirrel on the ground, they'd probably just ignore it. Let's be honest.
I mean, yeah.
That boar would eat a dead squirrel on the ground.
My God.
hang on. He's a little bigger than I thought.
That's a big ass squirrel.
Hey, guys, I put my dagger back away. Let's go. The harder they fall.
We just say, Tug, we hardly knew you, pal.
So Tug threw some squirrels in a different dimension?
Yeah, and they came back to kill him. That happened forever ago.
Okay, here we go. That's
Nice.
fair.
That happened when I was trying to attack the guy who's going to blow up.
Jaspier, my favorite character. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He was trying to save the village.
So at the moment, Tug is prone with So just in case, so we can keep these straight. So the wolf-looking one here is Amadeus. The bear is Sebastian, and
That's
the
exactly what I was thinking.
the bat-looking one on the left is Ludwig.
Nice.
Von Beethoven.
So instead of artists like the Ninja Turtles, they're musicians. If you didn't pick up on that.
I missed the well, I thought they were Mario supervillains, but it's fine. They're all the same. I actually missed the second one. So we got Amadeus and Ludwig and
Sebastian.
so that's right.
No, Mario's villains are Goomba. There's the turtle, and Bowser.
That's it. Yeah.
All right, guys.
I'm ready for this. My turn.
Tyrell, you are up.
So, from my understanding, the big boy Amadeus, right?
Mm-hmm.
He is carrying a large sword.
Correct.
Would this conduct electricity very well?
You notice that it does have a steel blade of some type.
It does. What I would like to do is cast it's actually Shocking Grasp, and in hopes that some lightning damage can be done and potentially do maybe extra damage than what it normally would because he's holding that.
Isn't Shocking Grasp require you to be within
You have to touch him.
touching
I
distance?
will have to run and touch him.
That's fine. You can do that. So you can close the gap. You're well within the 30 feet that you get. So you're going to run over and cast Shocking Grasp. Are you going to grasp the sword, or are you going to grasp him?
That is.
You ran over there, and your hand is now hovering in the air as you're slowly thrusting it forward, deciding whether to grab him.
Well,
or
I'm
the
also
sword.
thinking this. Is he wearing any armor?
He is. He's wearing the leather armor that seems to be fitted to him.
It's
Like-
not metal at all.
Like tailor-made. The leather is not. No.
Well, I'm gonna take the chance then, and because I know he's holding this sword, and I'm gonna grab the dull side of the blade with my hand. Like as I'm running, I want to like run past him and grab the dull side of the blade as I cast this.
Sure. Yeah. So go ahead and give me the spell check.
Woo-wee. Okay. That's actually gonna be a 20 after.
No, your spell check. So your 8 plus your proficiency, and then the modifier tied to your spell. Because you touched him, no problem. The sword, at least, no problem. It's just at this point, it's not a ranged spell, so it's an instant hit. But I'm going to see how much damage he takes from it, if it's half or full.
Okay, so it's 8 plus 3 is my. I get to go with
8
intelligence
plus your intelligence modifier plus your proficiency, if you're proficient in the spell casting.
That's the part I'm not sure of.
Do you cast with intelligence, wisdom, charisma?
I cast with intelligence.
Is
Okay.
intelligence?
So you're proficient in
one of
intelligence.
Yeah, I have Constitution and Intelligence as my proficiencies.
Okay, so 8 plus 2 plus your, what, you said 3, right?
3, yeah.
So 13, right?
Okay, cool. Then yeah.
Huh, he got a 12, so he's going to take full damage. So roll full damage for Shocking Grasp.
Okay, so that is on a hit, it takes 1d8 lightning damage.
Okay.
And I'll leave that up to you if this does anything extra. Got a 5.
Roll again.
6.
All right. So you do 6 damage to him. 6 damage.
Okay. I'm done with that.
Amadeus. So as you grasp the backside of his sword, he's a little taken aback that you charged him, especially with his 2 companions at his back. He sort of reels back a little bit to, prepare for what attack you're about to do on him. He didn't anticipate you grabbing his sword. When you do, the Shocking Grasp, you see the electricity sort of shoot out from your fingers. They sort of dance across the blade, causing little sparks and reflections as it illuminates the entire blade and kind of transfers down into the handle, into his hand, you see that it sort of surges through him, and he grabs tighter onto the blade. It's almost like you've tasered him, so he sort of takes the damage, and you can smell a little bit of singed, burnt squirrel fur. With that, it is now Ranger Steve's turn.
Oh, wait, okay, sorry.
What's up?
I technically have my bonus action.
You
Do my teleport.
You moved and then you attacked. Does your teleport count as a bonus action? And I thought you didn't have that until next level. You're talking about Dimension Door?
It's one of my old notes, and I was like, oh, I forgot I had that. I'll review. Continue.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, he
almost
did this a long
certain
time ago, but he'll probably have to think about it.
I'm almost certain it's on your next level. You get Dimension Door, and if you did use Dimension Door, he would still get an attack of opportunity. So, we can move on, or we can wait for you to.
I'm okay to move on because I need to review my notes here. But
okay.
This was from an old one that said it was a bonus action outside my primary and secondary, a bonus to teleport 30 feet away within a line of sight.
Oh yeah, it's a specific ability of the Shot Archive. Double check me on that, but I'm almost certain it's the next level you get that. But it's been a long time since you tried to do that, because that was all the way.
The last time he tried to use it was the Battle of Trident.
Right.
It is. Yeah.
But we can move on to Ranger Steve. Ranger Steve, you are up.
Okay, I want to knock an arrow, or I want to yell, "It's morphin' time!"
All right, you shout, "It's morphin' time!" You've got your oak flesh armor that sort of expands out onto your body. You're kind of sped up a little bit. You got extra speed now. Ready to fight. You knock an arrow.
Knock an arrow and aim for his non-white eye.
Okay, all right. Go ahead and give me a roll.
It's 16 plus 1.5. That's what I got. So
that 1.5 from your crossbow isn't on the initial roll. It's for the damage after.
No, it's entwined with my guardian. Hit damage of 1.5.
How'd you get a half point?
You gave it to me. I don't know. It's what you sent me. I've got plus 10 speed, plus 2 armor, and minus 5 charisma, and plus 1.5 hit damage.
We'll do 1 hit damage. If I told you 0.5, I don't know what I was drinking that day.
You have a minus 5 charisma. It shows.
It's just because you can't see his facial expressions. That's why he has less charisma now. But where you would have failed because you morphed beforehand, you land the attack. It is, just shy of his eye. It aims a little low and hits him in his sort of pectoral where the leather armor is. You can go ahead and roll damage for that.
Okay, give me a second. It is a 4.
All right. So you see it sort of stick. You get the feeling that the leather armor didn't do a whole lot to slow it down, but it could have been worse.
And then following up that is the crossbow. I think it's just a...
It's a 1, I think, or a 1d. What did I give you? 1d4 minus 1.
Just a 1d4.
So what'd you get on
3. 3.
Okay. Man, that's a good thing. Okie dokie. Billy, it is your turn.
Oh well, this is great because so which squirrel has a bunch of metal on them?
The
the
one on the left has like a hodgepodge of stuff. So there is some metal armor.
And which one has the golden teeth?
The one on the right, the bear.
Okay, great. I'm going to
samurai sword and the.
So for my action, I'm going to cast Heat Metal on him for his gold teeth.
Okay. What's the range of that spell? Is that a ranged attack? Spell attack?
Let's find it. Let me look it up real fast.
And I guess my other question is, how fast does it heat the metal?
Let's find out. 60 feet.
Okay, you're well within the range.
Yeah, and so I cast this, and it's a second level spell. So it does you cause it to glow red hot. Any creature in physical contact with the object takes 2d8 fire damage when you cast a spell. Until the spell ends, you can use a bonus action on each of your subsequent turns to cause this damage again.
Dang. Okay.
If the creature is holding or wearing the object and takes damage from it, the creature must succeed on a Constitution saving throw or drop the object if it can. If it can't, it has a disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks until the start of my next turn.
Damn, I shouldn't have given him gold teeth.
I was glad that you gave him gold teeth. So,
that's a great play. No, I'm all for it. All right,
he's gonna take first originally just 2d8. Or do I need to roll to see if it hits
that being
first?
said,
Yeah.
it is a range, so you will need to roll to see if you break the armor class. But if you do, then yeah, obviously I'll have to succeed the Constitution check.
So I get a total there of a 19.
All right, you land. So now, what was the Constitution check I have to beat?
So first it does damage when it hits. So it does. I did the 2d8, so I got 11 damage.
Okay.
So you now do and it's glowing red hot because his mouth is now on fire.
Yeah, so that ugly smirk of a grin that he had on his face, suddenly you see his eyes widen as the gold teeth and the front of his mouth start to glow white hot with heat. And you can
it's
see...
a squirrel, so those are big old teeth.
Oh, yeah, so you can see him put his hand up to his mouth and immediately draw it back just from the shock of not understanding what is going on with his beautiful golden teeth.
Okay, so if you succeed so since he's wearing it, he has to succeed a Constitution saving throw to try if he does, he can try to pull it out. But I don't know, like basically if he's wearing armor, if he succeeds Constitution saving throw, he could take his armor off.
Well, he can't take his teeth off.
Then the Constitution saving throw won't help him. I can just use a bonus action at the end of my following turns to do this damage again.
Gotcha.
And it's for up to 1 minute.
Okay. Yeah. So essentially, 2 phases here. So
okay.
This first phase.
So that's my turn, and then I'm going to.
Yep.
Just command my animals for the rest of this. So I'm going to charge. How far away am I from these? Are we at least like 20 feet here? Probably.
So you are about 20 feet away. Yeah, that's fair.
Okay, great. Yeah, I'm gonna have, since I'm on my elk, I'm gonna have the elk do the charge attack, and we're gonna go after this big one with the gold teeth.
Okay. I don't have an elk, but I'm gonna give you wolf.
Okay. So right in that, so he's going to do his charge attack. So if the elk moves 20 feet straight towards target and hits with a ram attack on the same turn, then the target takes an extra 2d6 or 7 damage.
And you're
it will
riding
be
this elk, right?
Huh?
You're riding the elk, sorry?
Yes.
Oh, perfect.
So I'm going to have him do his ram.
Okay.
So that's going to be, I guess, a strength roll? Or would that
ram?
dexterity? Yeah, he's
should
ramming
just
it.
be a strength, yeah.
Okay. So he gets, not that great of a roll. Let's see here. 3 plus 4 is 7. 7 plus 6. Okay, so he does 13. Does that hit?
So it does not hit. His armor class is higher than 13.
Okay, so he moves out of the way there.
We'll say he sort of puts his hands up and grabs the lower part of the antlers of your elk, and you guys are kind of locked in a bit of a. You're not grappled, but you're, he's resisting your charge. He braced
That's
himself.
fine. My boar is now going to try to save Tug, and he's going to tackle the squirrel that's on top of him. So he's going to do also a charge attack. And I will roll for that.
Boar, more like giant rat.
So the boar got a 13.
Okay, that does not break either. So the charge attack with the boar is unsuccessful.
Okay, and my badger is also going to try to save Tug.
Okay.
And he is just going to run up and use his multi-attack to try to hit. So he's going to try to bite and then claw this thing.
Okay.
So I guess I'll roll the d20 twice.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Roll it the first time, yeah.
So the first one, Badger makes 2 attacks, one with his bite and one with his claw. That's all it says there.
Okay.
So the first one is.
Are you doing the bite first or the claw first?
I have to do the bite first.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Just making sure.
It's an 8, so it misses.
Misses.
My animals are rolling blanks here. Okay, never mind. So now he got a 19 with his claws.
All right, you land with the claws. So how much damage?
So 2d4 plus 1. 7 damage for the giant badger.
All right. So the badger runs forward, misses with his first attack, but then manages to land one, like right on the arm of Amadeus. And you see he is sort of thrown off balance a little bit by it, alleviating the body weight and pressure of his sort of grapple on Tug. Between that and being electrocuted, he's now kind of on his heels a little bit. But that brings us back to the top. Ludwig, who has not done anything yet, is going to run over and try and attack Tug.
Oh, no.
He moves so weird.
Yee.
Like Valdo.
Yee. Valdo's weirder than that even. So he's going to get an advantage on the attack because he's knocked prone. He somehow still manages to roll super low like all the monsters do when I play them. And
we appreciate it.
He sort of scratches the ground around you, Tug, but with Amadeus's foot off of your arm, you manage to kind of roll to the left and right and dodge the scratches. It is now Amadeus's turn. He sort of shakes the badger off. He's regained grip of his sword. The electricity has stopped surging through it. He kind of pulls it away from Tyrell's hand, and he's going to swing right down on top of Tug.
I know you're not attacking me, but I don't. So I re-looked up what it has a specific action called Shadow Jaunt.
Okay.
Which is it's a teleportation of only 15 feet to an unoccupied space I can see, and I can only do it one time until I have at least a short rest.
Gotcha.
Is that acceptable?
Yeah, if you want to do that here, you're welcome to.
Okay.
So we can just say you did it last time. Where do you want to teleport 15 feet away to?
I'm just going straight backwards, away from the attack. Yeah.
It doesn't say that you're free of attacks of opportunity, right? I mean, like you can do this.
Out of range. That's all it is.
Christian, I'm going to use one of my inspiration dice as my cutting words, which I can use to go against your roll for Amadeus, and I'm going to say, "Fuck you, squirrel."
All right.
And
so you're
you got to take You got to take a 1d6 away that you're using for this attack.
All right.
So I just had to let you know before you roll.
No, you're fine. You're fine. I rolled with advantage. The first one wasn't enough, and the second one was not enough with your modifier on it. So he takes a swing at you, Tug, and between you and Ludwig rolling around on the ground and all the animals and everything, he just misses. You manage to avoid yet another attack. That being said, Tyrell, you are able to teleport away using your missed step or whatever it is called, but you are going to take a leaving engagement, attack of opportunity kind of thing. Does that make sense? You understand what I'm saying here? Like you're engaged with someone, you can't leave that engagement without taking a hit, kind of thing. Unless it says that specific ability is, prevents a leaving engagement, like an attack of opportunity.
It does say you gain resistance to all damage until the start of your next turn. And that appeared ghostly and translucent.
Okay, resistance. So I guess we'll chalk that up as disadvantage. So I'll roll twice.
That's fine.
Well, neither of them land. None of my monsters can land. So
that's because I said so many mean words to him.
Yeah, you missed step away, and the 15 feet away, he did sort of slash at you, but his claws go through you like you're some sort of mirage or something. So you managed to escape his attack of opportunity. It is now Sebastian's turn. Sebastian is going to try and take a swipe at your elk. Not you, Billy, but your elk.
Okay.
A 3 is probably not enough to beat the armor class of the elk, I would imagine.
It is not.
All right.
His armor class is a 14.
Gotcha. And he does not have anything else he can do. So he's going to stay engaged with you. But that brings us to Tug's turn. So Sebastian kind of wrestled with your elk, and normally, maybe under normal circumstances, he may have been able to overpower him, but his white-hot glowing teeth are a little bit of a concerning thing for him at the moment. It's throwing off his game. So Tug, you are still currently prone. No one is grappling you any longer, so it is now your turn.
I'm confused. I don't know if I missed something, but is the ever-smoking bottle not still working?
It is. The smoke is still emanating out from it.
So where's it at this point? Because, I mean,
It's at your back.
So can everybody still see, I guess?
So at this point, when you you had opened it your last turn, at this point it's to that 30-foot sort of space, right? So it's bled out to the 30 feet. It's taken the time from when you opened it to now. So it's right. So it sort of spilled out slowly and reached that 30 feet at the beginning of your first turn here. So they were able to come in and sort of close the gap, at least at the start, because the smoke hadn't expanded out wide enough for it to conceal you yet.
Okay.
And all this kind of happens at the same time.
Yeah. That's
so.
I mean, this
so
all
one initiative, and this is just something to keep in mind. One roll through everybody. That is 30 seconds of time, and it all happens simultaneously. So when Kobe said that his spell only lasts for a minute, that's why it's only going to last for 2 spins of the initiative, essentially.
Okay. Well then, I mean, if I'm not being grappled, I want to get up then.
All right. You managed to get up on your feet. That will take your movement action. So you still got one more.
Who's closest to me? The one who had his foot on me?
So Amadeus, the main one that spoke to you, is closest to you. Even through the ever-smoking bottle, you can sort of see, his figure in the smoke. You assume that he can see you as well. Like you guys are close. You're right on top of each other. Same with Ludwig, who is behind you, kind of to your back. So you are sort of sandwiched in between these two right now. You knew you heard some growling and grunts and snorts from what you can only assume are Billy's animals, but you don't really know where they're at. They're kind of maybe closer to Amadeus, you would guess.
Okay, well then I'm gonna cast Ray of Frost on Amadeus I believe that's what you said his name is.
Uh-huh.
So I need to roll my d20 to see if I break his armor class.
Right, and you guys aren't close enough, even though you're in the ever-smoking bottle distance, that you can see, roughly where he's at, so there's no advantage or disadvantage here on the attack.
Ooh, I got a 4.
All right, so where you cast and you thought he was, you see the spell sort of shoot off. The smoke kind of moves out of the way, out of the path of the spell, and it just goes through, and it moves the smoke out, and you see that he was not where you thought he was. So that will end your turn, but you're at least on your feet now.
So
go ahead.
Do I have to hold the ever smoking bottle, or can I just open it and put it like in my pouch?
I would say if you put it in your bag of holding, that's gonna cease to produce any new smoke.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. So I am holding it technically.
Right. You have it in your unclawed arm, because that's the one that was your free hand to pull it out. Now, I'm willing to, like, if you took the cork out and you put it in your bag of holding, you can obviously get that out at some point and cork it back up if you want. But your bag of holding is like a void, so it's going to contain not just the ever smoking bottle, but the smoke itself.
Yeah. I guess what I'm trying to say is, am I still able to cast spells? I mean, I casted one, but like, I guess next turn, am I actually able to cast spells?
You can cast it out of your hand. It's
okay.
It's a part of you.
Okay, I'm good then. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't. All right, we're good.
If you're gonna hold something with your lobster claw hand, it's depending on what it is or what you're gonna try and do with it, may be more difficult for you. But But yes, with your other hand occupied currently, I mean, if you're gonna swap your ever smoking bottle over to your other hand, you could potentially break it in your hand. Your claw hand.
Yeah.
But moving on to Tyrell. So Tyrell, you just jumped 15 feet away. You kind of laughed at Amadeus as he swiped at you. And what you want to do with your distance?
Yeah, well, with my first comment here, I want to plug our unofficial sponsor, Firestone Walker, as I am sipping on a gorgeous 2021 Parabola, my favorite beer of all time. But yeah, what I want to do is the same thing.
Taking a break in the middle of battle.
What do you say?
Are you just taking a beer break in the middle of battle? Like, oh my gosh, that was horrible.
No, I'm hoping. Now, here's my question. I know I've heard about the fog.
Seen the fog, in fact.
He hasn't seen it yet. He's just heard about it.
I have the mushroom ability where my sights and sounds are all crosshaired. But anyways, I know I'm close enough physically.
Sure. If you want to call that an ability and not hindrance or hallucination, continue.
Sometimes those are helpful. If I remember exactly where I came from, I want to, I'm going right back. This is like I'm spamming up B in Smash Brothers or something. Down B, maybe, probably more likely if I'm a Pikachu player. But I want to go right back at him with a Shocking Grasp again and grab the sword again. See if he falls for it again.
I thought you could only do this ability once a day.
It's a cantrip.
Your teleportation thing?
No, yeah, exactly. Teleportation is a one-time, but my Shocking Grasp is just a cantrip.
Okay, so you're just going to literally run into the 30-foot of magical darkness smoke and then try and find Amadeus and his sword. All right.
Well, that was kind of what I was asking.
Give me a disadvantage roll for perception to see if you can even find.
I can do that because I get bonus. Do I get to add my proficiency bonuses and everything to each one?
Are you proficient in perception?
I am.
Then yes.
Okay, that's a 12. And the other one was higher, so 12 would be my highest.
All right, so you run into the ever-smoking bottle, or at least the cloud of the ever smoking bottle. Sorry. So at this point, it's probably expanded out because it's going to expand out to 60 feet by Tug's next turn, and then I think that its max is 120 feet.
Oh my god.
But as of right now, it's only, roughly 45, maybe 50 feet out and expanding. You run in, and you sort of bump into something that feels furry. You don't know if it's Amadeus specifically, but you bumped into something furry. You can feel it kind of shrug you off, and maybe the shrug is like it turning around to respond to what's run into it. But it's up to you what you want to do next.
This sucks.
I mean, things could have gone much worse for you running blindly into a battle in the middle of an ever-smoking bottle.
Why did we do this? This is terrible. It's furry. I can feel that it's furry.
Yeah, I mean, just from you, imagine running full speed into a giant human-sized squirrel. Like, there's a bit of give to it. Like, there's muscular, like you kind of, you feel like you ran into a human-sized squirrel.
I
What are
mean,
you
if
gonna
I
do?
feel like
Tick tock,
I
tick
mean,
tock.
I'm gonna continue with the shocking grasp. Whether I can potentially find the sword or not, I'm gonna roll through it.
Okay, so you're gonna try and reach out and grab the thing, but specifically the sword.
Well,
No, you tell me right now. We're moving on.
I'm not gonna try to find the sword. I'm gonna, if I can, like quickly, but if I don't touch something immediately, then I'm not. I don't care.
There's no. It's yes or no. Are you gonna try and grab the sword, or are you gonna try and grab whatever's in front of you?
No, I'm just grabbing whatever's in front of me. If that's
Okay.
what it's coming down to.
So that means whatever is in front of you, you are able to grab it. So you grab sort of a tuft of fur, and then I need to beat its check, I believe, right? Which we determined was what, 13?
8, yeah, 13, 8, 2, 3, 13.
Critical failure on the part of the creature, which you still do not know which creature it was, but it takes full damage. So go ahead and roll full damage for me.
Oh, no. Ooh, that's an 8, buddy. That is a full 8.
All right, so 8 damage. So
Good
you
job.
hear, like, you grab that tuft of fur, you latch onto it, you even get a little bit of like flesh in there. You do that shocking grasp. You feel it course out through your fingers into the body of the creature in front of you. You hear this horrible sound as you again smell the singed fur, and you feel it sort of slip from your grasp as you could best tell is convulsing on the ground before your feet. So it's been knocked prone. The shock was enough damage to render its legs useless, and it is now prone on the ground in front of you. So that brings us to Ranger Steve's turn.
Do I have a... Oh,
we
no,
don't-
I did too.
With a squirrel or just something with fur on it?
Tyrell doesn't know.
I don't know, and I have no more actions to yell, so I can't do anything. Sorry.
So Ranger Steve, you just watched Tyrell run into the smoke. You saw a little bit of a blue sort of sparky lights flare up in the ever-smoking bottle. And you heard a pretty nasty-sounding scream. But what do you want to do? The smoke has encroached a little bit more on your position, so the ever-smoking bottle is about 60 feet out at the moment. I'll do right about here. What you wanna do?
So I literally can't see anything besides smoke everywhere.
Pretty much. Sorry, Tug. You can stand up again. You
I
could
guess
try and
where I saw
go ahead.
where I saw the blue light, I'm just gonna bolt into that direction and just try and tackle the thing I touch.
Okay, give me a roll. No modifiers. You're just gonna run in there and tackle the first thing you come into contact with.
14.
All right, roll a 1d6 for me.
4.
All right, so you run into the smoke in the direction, as best as you can tell, of the electric sort of flashes. You're running kind of with your arms out to brace yourself for something. You sort of feel something at your feet. You kind of trip for half a second, but you manage to stay on your feet as you continue running over what was on the ground. And you kind of run, and you make it out of the other side of the ever-smoking bottle, but there's nothing in front of you. So you've managed to run through, but there was nothing you really came into contact to. You avoided falling with the monster at your feet, but you don't know what exactly it was, and you didn't come into contact with anything else. So we could say you got another minor action. You've got that enhanced speed. That's why you're able to cover the entire distance of the ever-smoking bottle. But
Another action, you said?
minor action. You can notice to your left, just outside of, the smoke, you see the back end of what you would, assume is Sebastian, the squirrel with the gold teeth and the samurai sword.
Can I shoot an arrow with a minor action?
You could prepare an attack, but not with a minor action. So you could draw your arrow and aim, but that's about it.
And that wouldn't do anything towards my attack anyways. Later on.
Next turn, if you prepare an attack, we could give you a advantage of some kind because you've had time to, aim essentially.
Yeah, I guess I'll just aim at his ass. No,
Alright.
okay. I don't know. I'm just gonna knock an arrow, but
Okay. No worries. That brings us to Billy. Billy, you are currently on your elk. The Sebastian with the glowing gold teeth has his samurai sword sort of notched into the antlers of the elk, sort of in a grapple here. But what you want to do? I imagine you want to ignite those teeth one more time.
I'm gonna use a cantrip, vicious mockery. You bushy-tailed bitch. You're just an overstuffed rat. You ain't shit. And so he must succeed a wisdom save throw.
All right. What is the wisdom saving throw check?
So that for me is going to be a total of, I believe it's 15, but let me check.
If it's looking like it's going to be more than a 10, then he failed.
It's 15. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. It was for sure above a 10. Yeah. Okay, so he takes 2d4 1d4 psychic damage.
All right.
So 4. I get a 4.
Gotcha.
And now also he has a disadvantage on his next attack roll.
Damn. All right.
Okay. And also, I'm going to use the bonus action to do that heat metal again. So he takes an extra
11.
2d8 fire damage. So, do I need to roll that, or do you?
Yeah, you can roll it. That's
I
fine.
had before. It's an 11. I rolled actually different numbers this time. It was 4 and a 7 instead of an 8 and a 3 there. So.
They really knew what they were doing when they came up with those.
So he gets that damage as well.
All right.
And now it's my elk's turn. My
Sure.
giant elk.
Let me describe a little bit just how badly
Yeah.
you hurt his feelings
Oh,
when you
good.
called him an overstuffed rat.
Right.
I mean,
And a bushy-tailed bitch.
if any of them in the group were going to take offense to this, you haven't even noticed yet, but on his backside, this squirrel has had his tail cut off. Like, he has a stubby little tail. So the fact that you made a reference to a tail he no longer has and then called him an overstuffed rat because he is the heaviest of the group, I mean, those words you spoke, they cut deeper than I think even you understood.
It is vicious mockery.
Yeah.
There's no holding back.
Yeah, but you cut him to his core. And then on top of that, right as he was thinking about all his insecurities, that red-hot burning sensation entered his mouth yet one more time and surged through his entire body. He is quickly being humbled here just by the sheer force of what you're throwing at him. But yes, we are down to your animals now, so...
Alrighty. Does my elk have to try to?
There's no grapple going on. It was just
Okay.
description.
He's gonna use his hoof attack.
All right.
Alrighty. So I get a
This big,
plus
beautiful elk that we have
a
here.
plus 10 to hit. Let's see if I can hit this time. Oh, a 27.
I think you landed that one.
Yes. Alrighty. And it's going to do 4d8 plus 4 bludgeoning. Alrighty. A total of 27 damage.
Dang.
My giant elk ain't messing around with this little overstuffed rat.
No freaking kidding. All right. So your elk rears up on its hind legs, you triumphantly holding on to its back, and kicks Sebastian square in the face. I mean, if his head wasn't hurting enough between the psychic damage you did and his mouth catching on fire, you land two big, like, clop, clop right across the top of his head. You see him bend down as blood is now pouring from the top of his head. He even drops his samurai sword, and he looks very dazed and lethargic. He looks like he doesn't have much left in him. That brings us to
Of my other animals.
your other animals.
Yeah, so they're engaged right now, and they're still engaged. That one that was attacking Tug at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm going to have the giant badger use his multi-attack.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a roll to see if you do this attack roll, it's going to be disadvantage with the smoke is what I'm getting at here.
So would it be just since they were still like, I mean, they were right there and the badger actually landed on him?
So
right next
the
to him?
badger landed on him, but I described earlier how he like shook him off to get the attack off at Tug. So
Okay.
he's still in close vicinity, but
Would
just
my badger
Tug.
be able to use his keen smell, so he has advantage on? Would he be able to smell that target?
I'll even the playing field there because I don't know that the ever smoking bottle necessarily has a scent. It is smoke, so it would probably diminish that. But we'll just say it's even playing field for that creature then, because between its
Okay.
keen smell and the smoke or whatever, it's not at a disadvantage or advantage at this point.
Okay. My first roll to bite is a total of a 19.
All right, that lands. So you manage
It does.
to have it lunge through the smoke and yet again latch on to Amadeus.
All right, so I do a total of 5 damage there, and he's using a multi-attack, so he's gonna try to hit. Another 19
All right.
with his claw attack. So
The attack lands yet again.
2d4 plus 1.
Nature versus nature here.
Total of 5.
Dang. All right.
And now my boar is going to use his tusk attack. So he can't
Does the
can't
boar
charge
have
from
keen
here.
smell?
He does not. He does
Okay.
not. So disadvantage.
This will be at a disadvantage then.
Okay. All right. My lower one was a 2 plus. So that's 5, 6. So probably doesn't hit.
That one will not hit.
Okay.
So yeah,
That was good. That was a
boar-
good round.
That's
That was a good
fine.
round. for
Yeah,
these
you
guys.
did a lot of damage. So the boar kind of runs past, doesn't really hit anything, but it stops somewhere in the smoke here. That will then bring us back to Ludwig. Ludwig is going to first stand up because it had been knocked prone from Tyrell. So it's going to use its movement to stand up, and it is going to try and swing behind it and attack Tyrell at this point. It doesn't get advantage or disadvantage. Tyrell does 13 break your armor class. I don't think it does. Okay, no. All right, moving on. Amadeus is up. Amadeus is going to try and yet again take a swing at Tug. He sort of saw the magic bolt go past him and miss him through the smoke, so he kind of has a rough idea, not a great one. And then he still has, I believe, the badger latched onto him somewhere, but he's going to ignore that pain and try and swing at Tug. Does a 17 break your armor class?
Yeah.
All right. Nine damage. So he brings the sword down, and you feel it lodge slightly into your crab arm. There's a bit of a crack. You feel it sort of... You would expect the armor to take the blow, but the armor now feels like it's part of your arm since it's been bonded to you. You save a lot of damage, but the impact is pretty great. 9 damage to you. Amadeus is going to make another swing at you. A 12 does not break your armor class, I believe. So he sort of pulls the sword out, makes another wild swing, this time misses in the smoke. And it is Sebastian's turn. Sebastian is pretty
He
out
has
of
a
it.
disadvantage on any attack.
Yep, at this point. So he's just going to try and do his best. He's going to pick up the sword at his feet, and he's going to take a disadvantage attack on the elk. 8 for the first roll, 12 for the second. We take the 8, and I don't think...
14 is the elk's armor class. Yeah.
So he picks up the sword, and he barely manages to swing this thing around. Your elk sort of tilts its head to block it with its antlers. It's not even a powerful enough swing to really do any damage to the bone itself. So that brings us to Tug's turn. At this point, the ever-smoking bottle has reached the 60 feet, so everyone is now enveloped in the smoke. Why did it do a circle that way? No bueno. I'm going to trash those circles and make a new one. All right. So everybody's enveloped in the smoke now. The densest part, obviously, being where Tug is at. Tug, it is your turn. So you, by taking this hit from the sword, know exactly where Amadeus is at this point.
Okay, well then I'm going to cast... I'm going to cast Firebolt.
Okay. So it is still a ranged cast, so you will have to roll to see if you break his armor class. Land the hit, essentially.
got a 7. Do I add my I don't add proficiency and charisma on that because it's just a.
You do.
Well, it's only 13.
All right. So unfortunately, your spell goes wide again. This time you were closer to the target than the last time, but no hit was struck.
Okay, I'm gonna close the ever smoking bottle.
Okay. So yeah, after casting the firebolt with your now injured crab arm, blibdoo pull up arm. Sorry, I didn't. No disrespect. You cap off the ever smoking bottle, and it's gonna start to dissipate from here on out. That brings us to Tyrell. It is now your turn.
Can I see the character right in front of me?
The fog has lifted a little bit, but it's it's still a rough guess. It's not a guarantee that what's in front of you is what you think it is, or that you're gonna hit it. So I would say at this point it's still a disadvantage if you're gonna try and take a swing at it. It didn't.
So even if I want to take,
Go ahead.
what if I want to take a minor action before to do like a verification? If I yell something that I think any of my team would turn around and see.
Sure.
Okay. If I yell electric boogaloo warriors, zoo warriors 2, even though it wasn't correct.
I am not turning around for that. He murdered it.
So through the ever smoking bottle, Billy, you hear someone attempting to say what you think might be the group name, but it was butchered. Tyrell, you see whatever it is in front of you turn around, but it looks more like a question of where did that noise come from, not I recognize that. So you can tell by the body language through the smoke at least that it may not be friendly. It may be someone that's confused as to why you're shouting that, but
I feel like that is enough to make me comfortable with casting Ray of Frost.
All right, roll a d20 range spell attack.
Oh, this one's a d20.
Any range spell you got to roll for, just like you would an arrow or something, but then when it hits, that's the if it's a prepared spell, like something you had to like conjure, or like those are instant successes, like touch, or like you did a seance or something. Those are successful based on any number of verbal, somatic. God, what's the other one?
No, that makes sense. Yeah. So then, since it's range, does that mean it has to be dexterity?
It's just whatever spell you're casting, whatever modifier
that my character uses.
Are you saying for the D20 roll, what you add to the D20 roll?
Correct.
You add your proficiency.
Okay, cool. Here we go. Ooh, shit. Well, then that's going to be a 22.
Okay, you hit. Dang, what did you roll?
17. 1d8 cold damage, and speed is reduced by 10 feet.
Okay, so roll the damage.
Which will be... The 8's been working well for me tonight. Let's see what we got. What we got? That's a 2.
All right. So you see the thing that kind of turned around to you. You hit it with the Ray of Frost, and you immediately see its movement sort of become this like jerky motion, like it's trying to move, but something's keeping it from moving. It's struggling to do so. So your attack has landed. You said it reduced its speed by how much?
10 feet.
Okay.
Or move, I guess.
Ranger Steve, it is now your turn. You're enveloped in the smoke completely at the moment. what you want to do. You at least know which direction, you're facing. You had knocked your arrow. You knew that looking back at the circle, the Sebastian that was engaged with Billy and his elk are over to your left, and somewhere in the middle of that smoke cloud is everyone else. What you wanna do?
I'm just gonna pull my axe out, just get to the middle of the circle, I guess, middle of the smoke.
Okay, you gonna try and locate anyone with your axe, or are you just gonna attack the first thing you see, or what's? You got your axe pulled out, no worries there. So you kind of put your bow away, pull your axe out. You're ready to run in. I just want to know what your. If you find something, what are you gonna do? What's your. Are you just trying to find something? Are you going in with the intention of finding an enemy to attack? Are you going in with the intention of just figuring out what's in front of you first? What do?
Well, there's nothing really to work with. I mean,
Just chop down the badger.
that's what I'm saying. There's nothing. I can't do anything. So if I get to the circle, I can identify someone. Then I'm just standing there, or I can go in blindly swing in and lob off Tug's head.
Yeah, those are pretty much your options.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna jump, do a awesome double front flip, land just right in the middle, and get ready for whatever.
All right, give me a roll. We'll see what occurs here. Just D20. You can add your acrobatics modifier to it if you want.
Yeah. 17.
All right. So you do your best to land, right where you think the action is. You sort of come down and you notice that from the top, after doing this front flip, getting a little bit of air, you notice that Tug may have corked his ever-smoking bottle. The smoke at the center is starting to kind of fade away, and the light wind is, moving the smoke. So you get a little bit of a bird's eye view. It's not great, but the squirrels who are a little bit taller than everything else, you can see them, and you land down beside Ludwig here. So you're in the circle. You've used your movement. Got one more action.
Oh, yeah, I'm just going to swing at him then.
All right.
If I can identify him, so Ludwig's in front of me.
Yeah, you were able to from getting the elevation from the jump.
All right, yeah, I'm just going to aim for his throat, I guess.
All right.
Nice sweeping uppercut. I'm assuming he's taller than me.
He is.
All right. Let's see here. I didn't expect to actually land in front of anything.
Hey man, those Power Ranger flips finally paid off for you. I mean, in
Yeah,
a way other than visual spectacle is all I'm saying.
Okay. Ooh, not bad. 18. Strength modifier is dope.
You land the hit.
Okay, so it's a 3 with my axe, and then I'm going to use my crossbow and then my piercing thorns. So add all that up is a total of 9.
Alrighty. So you take a swing at him with your axe. As you cut the axe sort of across his right shoulder blade and down a portion of his back, you see it cleave some of the armor off of him, some of the hodgepodge of stuff he's collected. It slows down the axe enough, but you can feel it cut into him. You see the thorns sort of extend out of your axe and cause extra sort of ragged cut as it crossed his path. And then your magic crossbow shoots a bolt into the same shoulder blade as it sort of reels from the damage. Billy, it is your turn.
I'm gonna use my vicious.
Vicious mockery, you say?
Yes, my cantrip.
Go for it.
Because I assume because the smoke's out here, but I know he's in front of me.
Oh yeah, he can definitely hear you. I mean, you
yeah.
you roughly know where he's at, but your words are gonna hit him. So
Yeah. You acorn gobbler, you big old nut sack. Your face is on fire and you suck and you're about to die to it.
so this
That's all I gotta say to him.
does this still come with a disadvantage from the previous?
No, so his disadvantage only lasted for one, but I now, since I'm casting it at him, he has to do a wisdom saving throw.
Right.
And so that is a.
Don't even worry about it, because he rolled a 1.
Oh, okay. So I do 2 1d4 damages then?
Go ahead and tell me how you use Vicious Mockery to kill Sebastian.
Oh, I insulted him to death. Yeah. Just his mind slowly crumbled and he's hurting so much, and finally his little squirrel brain just melted. All the insults. I love that animation with it. Just that's hilarious. Alrighty, I'm gonna turn my my trusty steed, and we're gonna make our way back. We're not gonna charge in because I feel like that would cause a lot of harm.
Sure.
If my elk charged in, but I'm gonna go in until I locate an enemy. So I'll just do that with my elk, and that'll be his turn, and then I'll attack with the other 2.
Okay, give me a d20 roll and see if you find, or what you find, or if you find anything.
Alrighty. His passive perception is a 14, but he gets a +4. So I don't know if you need me to. I'll roll for that.
I've got a little chart here.
Oh, I got a 17 +4. So yeah, I think he finds him.
So you move forward.
21.
Woo! Why did I zoom out? So you managed to move forward into the smoke, and by the time you got there, just like Ranger Steve had discovered, the thickness of the fog is lessening at its epicenter. So you're able to find him.
Well, I'll use my boar to try to attack. Last time he missed. So he's going to try to attack the same target, turn around and come back and use his tusks. Is this still a disadvantage?
So at this point,
it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's out of the
Oh, I guess it would matter.
The smoke is still dissipating. I would say, I mean, it's fine.
It can be. It's
forward. Fine. No, it's all right.
Okay, so yeah, he's gonna hit because I got a total of a 22.
Dang. All right. Roll damage.
Okay. He does 1d6 + 1. So 2. 2 damage.
Oh.
And then I shall roll the multi-attack for my badger. He's gonna miss with the first one. The second one, does an 11 hit?
It does not.
Okay, so the badger misses with both, and that ends my turn.
The claws and the bite do not manage to hit Amadeus. We are back to the top with Ludwig. Ludwig is going to, now that the smoke has dissipated at the epicenter, can see Tug in front of him and is going to take a swing at him. Does a 16 beat your armor class? I think it does. I think you're at a 15, right?
Yeah.
All right. Take 8 damage. He's going to take another swing. A 4 does not land, so he misses with his second swing. We go to Amadeus. Amadeus has sight on you and is going to make his first attack. A 6 does not land. An 11 does not land. Amadeus, you suck. Sebastian is already dead, and we move on to your turn, Tug. What you wanna do?
I guess I'm gonna cast my ebony fly, and I'm gonna get on it and fly away.
All right, just a fair warning, you will have to take a leaving engagement from both of the squirrels, Amadeus and Ludwig.
I'll have to what?
Take a leaving engagement. Like, if you're already engaged in a fight, if they're actively attacking you and you've been attacking them, you trying to get away, they get an attack of opportunity. Like,
Okay.
It wouldn't come into play at range,
Hold up. How can they see me? The smoke doesn't dissipate for 10 minutes.
well, there's the light breeze that's moving it slowly away. Like I said, when you closed it up, it's been slowly blowing away from the trail that you're on.
So it took 2 turns for it to get to 60, but it took 1 roll of actions for the center of it to dissipate to where they could see me.
I mean, the wind moving through has, made it lighter. It's not completely. I mean, the creatures that.
If the center was supposed to be the thickest, then I would assume, even with a light breeze, that it would start in the furthest before it moves into the middle to where someone who's not directly in front of me can't see me.
Right. I mean, the center is in the center of the trail. The outward reaches of it are kind of caught in the forest, right? So, I mean, that was my mentality. I mean, the animals that have been attacking, and Ranger Steve and Billy, like, they've all sort of had the ability to see these creatures as well with the ever-smoking bottle. So, for them being able to see you, it's the same as if, the other creatures that have just been seeing them. I mean, everybody's on the same playing field, at least. I understand where you're coming from with the ever-smoking bottle bit. I mean, you guys are all entangled in this fight. Like, the ever-smoking bottle has definitely thrown a wrench in the gears, but when you're this huge mass of combat...
Either way, I'm casting the ebony fly and trying to fly away. So whatever I need to roll, I'll roll.
Okay. Essentially, Ludwig and Amadeus are going to make an attack roll. And, if it lands, it lands. If it doesn't, then you got away safe, kind of thing. So I'll roll for Amadeus first. 7, so he missed. Roll for Ludwig next. 11, so he misses. So you got away, unscathed, no damage. You've cast your ebony fly. You're on your ebony fly. Where do you want to fly to?
I guess just the furthest movement away that I can go on the ebony fly.
Okay. I mean, I can't recall the exact statistics.
I don't have.
Okay.
I don't have it written down either.
I'll look it up real quick.
They don't have range attack, so just get out.
What if they're flying squirrels?
That would be a...
So you can fly up to 60 feet away.
My oak's gonna fuck them up anyways. We're good.
So you want to fly the max distance away. So you're all the way over here on your ebony fly in the air. So Amadeus and Ludwig see you fly away, and they both let out these sort of high-pitched but low-tone, that doesn't make any sense, a squirrel noise.
Can you please try and
and it is Tyrell's turn now.
Tyrell's head hurts.
All right, that's a good turn.
Yeah, I want to. Can I make out any of the enemies in front of me now?
You can make out the silhouettes, just like everyone's been able to do before you.
Good. All right, then I am aiming nearest to me, which is apparently still Amadeus. No, Amadeus is in the center, right?
I don't know. I mean, I know, but I'm not going to tell you.
No, you don't. But if I make out the nearest silhouette to me, that's what I want to go for. That's not Amadeus. That's the one of the others.
Make an attack roll.
Michelangelo.
All right, I'm gonna be going for firebolt this time.
Okay, so it's a range. So yeah, D20 roll.
Sames. Here we go. We had 19 total.
You land the hit. So
The 1d10.
well, I need to roll to see if I take full or half. And your check was 13, I believe, right?
What?
Yes.
Okay. So roll damage, and he's going to take half of that.
Why was my check 13?
Because it's 8 plus
It's
your
the thing that you
proficiency
guys don't right
plus
now.
your modifier. Spells always have a check to see if you take full or half damage. It's a check that you should generate, but I am starting to remember for you.
I never played this game before. I rolled a 4, so I guess 2 damage again it is.
2 damage.
Wow. We're going to be here all night, guys.
No,
Can I
Billy
use
and
that as my
Billy and the actual Zoo Warriors are going to. So
secondary?
don't worry.
Okay, Billy doesn't know that I fudged up the names.
I mean, Smoke doesn't hide voices, so I mean, through the battle sounds, he kind of heard somebody say something.
I mean,
Ranger Steve, it is your turn.
Yeah, I think I don't remember which person's in front of me. The bat guy. I'm just gonna take just a swing with my axe, just right down on him.
Go for it.
So same setup as last time. Oh gosh, I've deleted all the. There we go. Okay. So with strength, it's a 14.
Okay, it does not break his armor class.
Okay, I'm gonna try again.
Okay.
And it is a 16.
You tie, but tie goes to defender. So you sort of hit his plate, the one that you managed to avoid previously on his arm, sort of pings off. No damage taken for Ludwig. That then brings us to melee.
Alrighty, so with the elk, we've identified last time where the target is at, right?
That is correct.
Alrighty, so I now know where this target is in front of me, and I'm going to a vicious mockery on him as well.
All right.
You little bird-feeding buck-tooth bitch. You're no good for nothing. I just killed your other friend, and now you're about to die.
All right.
And so he has to succeed on a total of should just be a 15.
He got a 12. He doesn't have any modifiers for that.
Yay! So 1d4 psychic damage, and he has a disadvantage on his next attack. So a 3 damage.
All right.
Yep, and has disadvantage on next attack roll.
Gotcha.
So
you see your words cross his ears. It passes by the first non-existent ear where that blue scar sort of extends past his head, but you see his other ear twitch just slightly. You can tell there's a little bit of frustration, a little bit of anger in what he's heard. He feels like he's been bested. His target, his prey, has gotten away from him, and now you're poking fun at him.
Oh, and I tell him, get hooved, bitch. And now I'm going to use my hoof attack with my giant elk.
All right.
22 total.
Damage?
No, 22 to hit.
Oh, yes, it hits.
So 4d8 plus 4. Not that many. I did 11
Okay.
that time. A bunch of 3 2s and a 1, and then I get my 4, which is the biggest plus that I had there.
An 11, you said?
Yeah.
All right. Tell me how you kill Amadeus.
He got hooved to death. My elk rode up and started attacking him, just one after the other, and just clawed that face to death. It was fantastic. I was so proud of him. And am I able to see the final one that's...
So because he's not immediately in front of you, you'd have to try and locate him. But, the fog is lifting here. It's just not to the point that you can really distinguish from the distance that you guys are at from the 3 that are currently engaged.
Okay. I'm going to tell my boar to just randomly charge and try to hit the next one.
All right. Give me a d20 roll on that one.
Alrighty. He got... So since it's do I do my charge attack or just the d20 to see if he hits him?
So the d20 is for me to determine...
Okay, so I got a total of just a 12, and he has just a passive perception. Okay, yeah, so just 12.
Okay. Roll 1d4 for me.
Okay. A 2.
Okay. So the boar runs forward, and it hits into Ludwig.
Awesome. So he does... That means he does his charge. Was he 20 feet from him?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, he was less than that. Does he have to be the full 20 feet?
No, he has to be... It says if the boar moves at least 20 feet, and I get some bonus to the charge attack. So he just does his regular
Okay.
attack. So I'll roll for the regular attack. Yeah, they got to build up steam for that big... And
I was just making sure. He didn't land, you said?
No, he missed. It's going to be way too low.
Okay.
And then I'm just going to have my badger try to just locate where this thing's at instead of just blindly charge.
Okay. So the badger, with its keen smell, is
Yep.
able to move forward and identify where Ludwig is.
Awesome. Zoo warriors are cleaning house.
It is Ludwig's turn. And Ludwig is going to run like hell.
Do we all get
Unfortunately,
attacks of opportunity?
that means that you get an attack of opportunity for Ranger Steve, Tyrell, the Badger, and the Boar. So,
Woo!
Kobe, I need you to roll for both of your creatures. Ranger Steve, I need you to make a d20 roll. And Tyrell, I need you to make a d20 roll.
Ooh, I'm hitting.
Oh, yeah. 23.
Alrighty. So is this a roll to hit? A roll to attack?
Oh, good. Never
It's
mind.
a roll
I'm
to
using
hit.
arrow, so it would be a 21. But yeah.
Well, I'm conflicted as Tyrell because if
Then
someone's
you-
retreating,
then you miss the attack of opportunity.
All right. So my giant badger rolls 2 20s in a row, not natural. So he gets to hit with both of his attacks for his multi attack.
Attack of opportunity. We're just gonna do one.
One attack.
Yeah.
Oh, then
But
the
you get
badger.
your 20,
so the badger got a non-natural 20, and then my other roll, the boar, got a non-natural 20. So d6 plus 1 for the boar, and the badger is a 1d6 plus 1 as well. Okay.
So
Have you missed it all tonight?
I didn't do much damage here. So the first attack does 3 damage, and the second attack does 2 damage, Christian.
okay.
So total 5 between my 2 animals. No, Billy's been getting after it.
He
They were
missed a
attacking.
lot with his animals at the start. His animals rolled low.
Yeah, my animals went 0 for at the very beginning. But yeah.
Coming from Cameron, who lands every attack. What did you do?
What are you
what
talking
damage
about?
did you do?
I've missed the past 2 attacks. I haven't done shit.
Not this PlayStation. I mean, this PlayStation, yeah. I mean,
Oh.
in the past, you always land.
Oh, hardly.
What damage did you do?
Shooting an arrow, followed by the crossbow with piercing thorns. Ah, crap.
Tyrell, well, Billy,
8. So 4, 3, and a 1.
4, a 3, and a 1.
4 on the arrow, 4 on the crossbow, and 1 on the piercing thorns.
So Tyrell, what did you roll?
Tyrell rolled a nat 20.
Okay. Roll damage, Tyrell.
But he was conflicted at doing so.
Jesus.
I just had to put you on hold. I know I sounded like I scolded you there.
No, yeah, I thought it was like, okay, well, if you are not sure, you get.
I mean, I should be that harsh on you, but I understand it's part of Tyrell's character, so all good.
Tyrell's not sure what damage it would even occur.
What are you attacking with?
Just kick him.
You can take a slash at him with your knife. You can. I
didn't think they were that close.
Yeah, you guys have been engaged in combat. Was it you that got the crossbow last time?
I did, yeah.
So I mean, you can attack with anything, honestly.
I don't think I've equipped it.
But it would have been nice to know what you were attacking with before you made your roll, because that makes a difference.
Yeah.
Because now you can just be like, oh, well, if I hit with anything, then.
No, I mean, I'll say I had my dagger. That's basically all I had. I've never equipped my new, whatever you call it, the crossbow or the archery weapon.
So what damage did you roll with your dagger? And then double it.
It was a 3. But what does it say? What do my notes say? It says the damage.
Yeah, Christian, what do his notes say? Tell us.
Baby dagger technically has attack +2. Then it says damage is 1d6 plus something. It looks like 10m, 1dm. I don't know what that is.
I don't know.
One imaginary damage. So you do 1d6 and 1 imaginary.
So when you rolled your 1d6, you did 4 damage? 3 damage, which is doubled to make a total of 6, right?
Plus 10 making
imaginary damage.
I don't know what comes after that.
Cannot be correct. So this. Oh, plus 1 damage. It's just 1 1 damage. So it's whatever I roll plus 1 damage.
Okay.
That's what.
Tell me how you kill Ludwig.
God damn it. All right. Well, I notice his glorious locks of blue hair from his orange skin, just like I imagine it in all the Mario games. And I just, I mean, I grab him by the hair, pull him back, and I reluctantly, like, I know
This is
part
gonna
of
be
me feels
painful.
he was ready to leave because he knew there was no way to win. And I've never taken the action of not necessarily killing. I'm not killing an innocent here. That's how I determine this is okay. Is we've literally been fighting for 2 hours now, and I mean, in whatever time that 2 hours
I was
is,
gonna
and for
say
us,
two
it's
hours
like
of our
Four
time, but
four
like,
minutes.
yeah, a
it's basically
couple
5 minutes.
minutes.
It's basically 5 minutes. 5 minutes in this time, but in some reality, that was 2 hours. And so I pull the dagger and I just want to slice the throat from left to right.
Dang. All right. Yeah, you slice
Woo!
his throat, and he goes
Um,
down.
nice.
That is
Let's do a looting session.
end of initiative. You guys are free to assess the situation.
Yeah, I'm gonna. How many? We can do XP later, but so
No,
there's
I
a
can tell you
samurai
now.
sword. Okay.
So, the XP you guys get for killing these three is 800 experience points. Not individually, but as a whole.
Already at 4,200.
200.
800.
800.
So there's a samurai sword. I want to check that out.
Okay, this thing, compared to any of the party, is enormous. To you especially, you're going to have trouble even picking it up.
Awesome. Then I want to first go and grab me a pair of gold teeth. I'm gonna cut those out.
Okay, you're able to cut out the gold teeth. Um,
Awesome.
the gold has conducted the heat quite nicely. You actually notice that the heat has melted the gold down, and it is currently like little, cooled droplets of gold. So you can sort of scoop that up out of the dirt. It's become solidified once again, but you have literally melted the gold off of his teeth.
Oh, that's fantastic. Does he have anything else that I can loot off of his body?
He's got the skull belt loincloth thing going on, but it looked like the gold
That looks
teeth
like
and
he's too
his
big for
samurai
it.
sword are the only two things of any worth. And when I say the samurai sword is big, to put a number to it, I mean he was probably 10 gnomes tall, so the sword is 10 gnomes tall.
Hey, Tug, we got a big old sword here. We should, probably put that in the bag of holding.
I want to go loot the body of the one that kicked me in the chest. What does he have on him?
Amadeus. So you sort of kick Amadeus over. He's got that leather armor that was fitted for him. You could see the dead expression in his eye. The sort of glazed over one that wasn't damaged almost matches his white eye that is part of the blue fur scar patch where his ear is missing. Um, you see his sword, like it's a more of a scimitar. Uh, it looks like a fine weapon. It looks a bit heavy, unwieldy for you maybe. It would probably require two hands for you to wield. It's not a weapon that you would consider yourself proficient with, but it is a nice weapon. You could probably get some coin for it.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it in the bag of holding.
Oh, hey, Tug, if you're putting weapons in the bag of holding, we should get this big old samurai sword. Probably.
Yeah, I'll come get it.
So you're searching the rest of his person, and you find about 12 gold pieces and a note. And on the note, it looks like a promise that he's made to himself that he would find a nice home for his brothers, that they had been displaced from their world. They'd been brought into existence and then thrown into some hole that led them on a long journey. But it was a promise that he would kill you and find a nice place for his brothers to, live the rest of their lives.
Well, the good news is this is a nice place. So he did one of two things.
And their lives are over, so.
I'm gonna go pick up the big samurai sword and put it in the bag of holding.
Tug, I know these are a little bit bigger than normal. What I'm thinking here is we get us a big, squirrel campfire going on here and get some of that HP back. Have us some, nice squirrel stew, squirrel burgers. We can get some good meat off of these guys.
I'm gonna cast firebolt and start a fire so that we can cook the squirrels up and regain some.
Are you starting a fire just in the pathway, or are you gonna gather some sticks, or are you just gonna ignite Amadeus's corpse and use that as the?
I mean, I don't have any. Is there any sticks around?
Yeah, sure. We can. You forage some for.
Shit ton of acorns, I think.
There are a bunch of acorns too. Yeah, that could help.
You managed to find some brush. I mean, it's not going to be a great fire. Obviously, the trees don't really break. They don't, have large limbs. Nothing's cut down. So the most you can manage to scrounge up is brush, bushes, small twigs and things. But you managed to get enough kindling to start a fire.
I thought I had. Did one of us not pick up wood? Oh no!
I just don't carry bundles of wood with me.
I had oak leaves. I had a bunch of oak leaves.
I wouldn't touch those if I were you.
And rocks.
The fire will be tough to keep going. I mean, it's.
Well, we just need a good char, really, on this squirrel meat here. It's pretty fresh.
Yeah. Is there not another body that needs to be checked? Can we check the other body?
Are Tyrell and Ranger Steve checking that one out?
I was going to say, Tyrell, Ranger Steve, you guys killed Ludwig. You can search him if you want,
or we can.
Go for it, Tyrell. You got him. You're holding his hair.
Okay, I would like to search the
I think you're pretty
magician.
sad about killing him, so you should take his stuff.
You sound a little distant, Cam, but I can hear you just barely.
I don't know. I'm echoing really bad apparently, so I'm trying to mess with shit.
I hadn't heard it yet. But, now I can't. I guess I'm listening for it now.
Go for it, Tyrell. Yeah, no, you killed him, so
I would like
take his
to.
blue locks, turn it into something like a hand.
I mean,
Oh, you could get you a squirrel hand.
There you go.
I'm looking for something more cool than that. I'm okay without my trusty dominant hand.
So Tyrell, you noticed that through all the squirrels at your disposal or whatever, this one had the weird hodgepodge of stuff. So I mean, you can collect everything from leather straps to buckles, the metal from the buckles, small pauldrons of varying kinds, steel pauldrons, leather pauldrons, bracers. None of it's going to fit you.
Jesus.
But like I said, he just has a mishmash of a bunch of different things. You can get leather scraps. You can get.
I'm all about leather and any various metals, especially also bronze, copper, bananas, anything. Yeah.
Bananas. He doesn't have any. He doesn't have any fruit on him, but we'll say that you got 4 belt buckles, 5 leather scraps, 1 steel pauldron,
and a partridge in a pear tree.
and 1 bronze bracer, like an arm bracer.
Okay.
And that is all the bodies, unless you want to skin them.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say as we start skinning them, the squirrel tail. 'Cause
Okay,
we're
since
getting
we
squirrel meat going, but I want to
start
at least
getting-
keep one of the tails. I know the first guy I killed, he didn't have a tail.
yeah, Sebastian's had already been lost in some fight or battle, but
Awesome.
Amadeus has a nice big bushy tail.
Awesome. I'm going to get that off, I guess, or try to get that off. And
you can.
I
you
assume
can
we know how
chop
to
it
skin
off,
an animal.
cut it
Yeah.
off, mm.
So I got a nice squirrel tail.
This thing is huge, by the. I mean, if
Yeah,
you,
it'd be like a giant squirrel tail. I mean,
if you were to, I mean, you could probably make like a coat out of it or something.
Oh, I was thinking about wearing it as like a big sash.
It would fit around you as a sash, but you'd also look pretty ridiculous.
That's okay.
You would.
It's gonna keep me warm in case it's cold. You know, I'll kind of use it just a bit as a blanket. It's so big for me, especially.
It would definitely keep you warm.
So I imagine I can kind of loop it around a couple times, but yeah, I want this nice big old bushy squirrel tail sash.
All right. It's kind of
Awesome.
prickly, but it's
Have we gotten to midnight yet?
yes.
Okay, my animals have disappeared, unfortunately. It is unfortunate.
Poof.
But
They
I
did
get my use.
man. They did a lot of damage.
Yes,
So
they did.
Are we going to be able to eat these squirrels or not?
If you cook a small enough section of squirrels, if you want to, yeah, you can do that.
Yeah.
So you guys gonna take a long rest, short rest? I mean, I assume that's what you're going for here.
Yeah, we may need to eat up and get a good rest. I will sing a song as well in case it ends up just being a short rest.
Are you doing it right? Are you making camp right here in the middle of the trail?
No,
I think that's fine.
I think we should go off the beaten path at least 100 meters.
We were told not to get off the trail. You know, we could just return back to that village that we were in. We didn't walk very far.
You know, if we try that, it may actually be further away than you think because of time dilation.
I want to take a long rest, seeing how I'm barely alive.
I was gonna say.
Do we want to try to go back to the Elven village, or do we just camp out here?
How about we compromise? Let's go like a little bit into the forest off the main trail. Is everyone okay with that?
Why do you want to go? You can go into the forest. What? Why would we go into the forest?
Well, just because we're on the main trail where anyone can walk. Like, do you want to
Have
fall
we
asleep
seen
right where
anybody else in this
walk on
forest?
top of your face?
Hey, listen, you guys stopped and rested, so I'm okay with us stopping and resting. I just wanted to ask. I don't think we should get off the beaten trail. I think we should just camp on the edge of the woods, right here off the trail.
I'm okay with edge of the woods if it's, behind some kind of cover.
I'm behind this bushy squirrel tail. We could pile up these, maybe these corpses to,
Can I easily tell Billy behind a squirrel tail?
Yeah, so you can kind of make out the bottom of his feet and his head and his hat.
So I'm thinking
And,
like
and, like
maybe
his
like,
arms are out there, but you can just kind of see the ends of his hands, right?
how about at
I'm
least
so much
10
more comfortable now. Oh my
10
god.
I'm asking for 10 gnomes in now. That's what I'm asking for.
You can go as far as you want.
Well, you know what? Yeah, that's up to you guys. I'm going, if that's what it is, I'm going 20 gnomes into the forest to the right of west, because I don't know my directions, but I know what left and right is, and I know what west is.
the northwest.
So I heard northwest, so I'm taking northwest now. And 20 gnomes in northwest. That's where I'm standing. If I find myself some good brush trees to lay down, because
So
I
are you staying within sight of the trail? You're just going 20 in.
Yeah, I would imagine that wouldn't give me. I mean, within sight's a relative question. I think I'm, nearby, but not so far, not so close that any enemies walking up the trail may see me.
Okay.
Listen, I haven't had any. I didn't get any of the turtle jerky, so I'm ready for some of this squirrel meat that we're gonna have. Roasted squirrel and acorns. Tug, let's get it going. Let's just pop right off the next side of this trail here. What do you say?
Good.
Alrighty. I mean, you're worse for wear today, and I hope that butterfly of good luck that I gave you was gonna help you live, and it did. So I'm excited about that.
All right. So Tug and Billy are feasting on some squirrel. It is rather tough. These were muscly squirrels, but you
Oh,
cook it in small
we did
bits.
some
And
tenderizing though.
oh yes, lots of tenderizing of the squirrel meat. Ranger Steve, what are you doing in this situation? You joining in on the squirrel feast? You join in the Tyrell in the woods a little bit, or just gonna post up on a tree or something?
Yeah, I'll just keep watch. I don't need to take a long rest, so you guys throw me a little bit of that jerk.
Yeah,
I'll chew on.
can we set up a little apparition or just like a little stand to try to actually smoke some jerky?
If you want, yeah. I mean, like I said, the best you're gonna get from the foraging the forest is brush.
So we're
and
not
sticks and
gonna
twig.
get much to catch on fire. There is what you're saying. So
You
we
can
probably just
you
need.
can continue to collect, but it's gonna be more effort than you normally would have to put out because there's not gonna be logs or anything like that.
Will the acorns roast pretty well? Can we find some of the drier dead acorns to roast on there?
Yeah. I just mean like with the amount of stuff around that you had to collect for the fire in order to keep it going, one of you would have to sort of stoke the fire and cook, and the other one would have to kind of continuously collect and forage for burnable material.
Tug, you stay here by the fire. I'll stay within sight of Ranger Steve, and I don't know. I guess Tyrell left, but I'll keep looking and keep the fire going. You seem like you've taken quite a beat, and you need to get off your feet for a bit, bud.
Yeah, Billy, you keep cooking. I'll walk around the forest, collect some stuff.
Oh, okay.
All right. So
Keep an eye out over y'all.
this is where we can wrap things up for tonight, at least with the gameplay stuff. But Josh, I feel like you had a rough go at it tonight.
Yeah, a little bit.
His name is Tug.
Well, we're done with the game now, so I can address him as Josh. Jared.
I do not remember these squirrels, but they were
So
definitely out for
This was way back like
yeah. So this was when Tug was trying to stop Jaspier from using the
before
bang
Trident.
rocks to blow up.
Oh, jeez. Gosh.
Blow up the dam. That was the giant sword.
That was
So
like
he
toilet
cast,
paper.
Yeah, so he cast chaos magic, and the first time he cast chaos magic, he summoned 3 squirrels. He cast chaos magic again on his next turn, and he had a critical failure, and he opened up a portal that sucked 3 squirrels into some unknown location. So that was, not that long ago, but these squirrels had changed immensely from when you saw them. Because they were just regular old squirrels before they got sucked into that portal. They have obviously seen some shit.
They did miss us saving multiple cities. So last thing they saw was being sucked in. So I understand their pain, I guess.
I mean, they were literally brought into existence by Tug and then thrust into a portal with an unknown destination.
I just remember he was trying to kill Jaspier and cast out a couple squirrels, which was pretty fun.
Stuff happens, Can't always control it.
We're getting pretty close to level 5.
I was gonna say,
or Josh could probably take his stuff and maybe get to level 2 cleric if he spends his XP on that.
He could probably get to level 3 on cleric if he really wanted, but that would slow his progress for.
I looked it up. I could be a level 4 cleric and a level 4 whatnot, but it's not worth it. I'd much rather get to level 5.
How much XP do you have? Because you're a level 1 cleric and you're a level 4.
So it's not a matter of. I mean, it seems like that's a lot of XP, but the gap between levels.
The gap between is pretty big.
Right. So I mean,
because it says it's 300 to level 2, 900 to level 2700 to 4, and so you got to subtract those throughout. I guess you might have enough. Depending on, I don't know what your XP's at, but yeah, you might actually have enough to get you right up to 4, which
Well,
that would get you a lot of spells.
Yeah, but the cleric is like a support character. I mean, he doesn't really have a lot of like attacking spells. It's all about helping and building buffs for the other players. And
We could use that, yeah.
That's all Kobe does. He's only got the bag of tricks that helps him, but everything else he does is sort of supportive.
Hey, listen, I drove a squirrel into madness with my own mockery tonight.
That was pretty cool.
Did we gain XP? I missed that. Did we gain XP?
800.
We actually lost. We actually lost.
No.
Jared.
How much?
How did
Yeah.
you miss the XP of all the people? That's like the one thing
Yeah.
I feel like you would be the most excited about.
You asked about it, and like 30 seconds later, Christian said it.
No, Kobe asked about it initially.
I asked about it. We got 800, Jared,
Ooh,
total.
I mean,
total.
if you're not able to catch your XP, I don't know. I don't feel like
Listen, he's the same guy who threw out his Bellsprout when we were like 9 months into the Pokemon, and his Bellsprout was his starting Pokemon and had evolved into a Victory. And yeah, consistently it was, what attacks does my Bellsprout have?
Where's my Bellsprout at?
Its name was just Bellsprout.
Its name was Seed.
That is true. Its name was.
So what is level 5?
6,500.
Jesus.
Yeah, so I mean we're getting pretty close.
I know, but not close enough. We need to fight more shit.
Because I'm at 4,200. I don't know what everybody else is at, but that's what I'm at.
No peaceful
38.
measures here taken though. And Tug, I mean, you should at least be proud of your friends. They did not leave you.
Oh no! Honestly, I'm very proud of everyone. I feel like all y'all stepped up. I did this entire play session today. Did not. I don't know. I mean, this entire play session just went completely opposite of what I thought it would be. But
We
I'm
started
sure-
off just skipping and happy, and then everything went downhill.
I'm just glad you guys stuck around because I mean I was fucked. I mean
Yeah. I was really worried when Ranger Steve decided to beat you up because I knew what was coming. And I mean, the 3 squirrels that I like, the thing I wrote down for this 3 squirrels was, I was like, they take every opportunity they can to attack Tug over anyone else. I think that entire engagement, they only attacked someone other than you 3 times.
That one squirrel was trying to attack me, couldn't attack
Yeah.
me, but yeah. Once I realized like they were focused on Tug, like, oh, this is horrible. He's gonna get bodied. Yikes.
Yeah, I mean I don't know. The whole place, like I said, whole play session pretty much just blew my mind today. But I felt helpless, so I made it through. I'm sure glad you guys stuck around.
I was gonna say, your friends stuck by. I almost expected one of you to be like, "All right, I'm out."
Nah, I thought it was like a perfect Avengers moment.
I did like that, but I also like to think that the camera was not panning around you guys.
Well, that was fine. But I, in my mind's eye, we were the ones that were gonna win. And you know what? We did.
Man,
Tug,
they
how
rolled
could
like
we
garbage.
leave you? We are the Zoo Warriors. Electric Boogaloo 2.
How? What?
I said, how could we leave you? We're the Zoo Warriors, Electric Boogaloo 2.
I mean, you guys surprised me time to time, so I didn't know. I'm just glad you didn't.
Tug didn't come away necessarily feeling victorious, but he felt like he came away from this with a lot of love towards him.
It's not every day that you get to murder
That's
children.
worth more than XP, isn't it? Go ahead and hand some.
I was going to say, that sounds like you're giving him your XP that you forgot about.
No.
I mean, if you're just giving it away, I'll take it. I mean,
Yeah, I will take some of that as well. I
sure
did kill 2 squirrels.
it sure could help me. It sure could help me.
I get a whole extra attack if we get to level 5 ever. The Ranger.
I haven't looked at level 5.
I'm pretty sure Tug and I have the highest experience, don't we?
I don't know why you would. I fought an
What do
extra
you-
creature.
What do you have, Jared?
I'm at 50-50.
Yeah, I am too.
When did you guys get that extra XP?
Don't remember.
Why am I so low on my XP?
Did you forget to?
Oh, like
There
wow.
was a couple of instances where Josh and I had both got a little
Got
extra.
it. Yeah.
And we had talked about it like 2 sessions ago, and I already
We
forgot.
talk about it almost every other session. Everybody's like, "Oh, I don't have." I mean,
Josh and I,
It was-
Josh and I have been
it
at
was
this
very-
level. Yeah, we're at 50-50.
I mean,
We're close.
it was just a
you,
very
you,
rare.
you guys have a lot of these encounters where you fight something, but you don't kill it all the way, and it makes it away, like gets away, or
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's an experience in and of itself.
It is very.
it
true.
is an experience.
I learned something.
Yes.
You know,
But you don't get better
Let's see here.
overnight.
Oh, my bardic inspiration goes up to a D8, and I get the font of
A
inspiration.
D8's gonna be powerful.
I don't want Billy Banger to level up. Is that okay?
Oh, I mean, I can practice on you if I need to.
More. I don't want you to.
Yeah, so I get a D8 for my cutting words / inspiration dice to give out. And then all I need is a short rest to regain everything back instead of a long rest.
I have to look up.
For my
I think we all have pretty cool stuff at level 5, so I'm pretty excited.
All I know
if I can get,
is really shitty through this game.
if I can get to level 5,
Oh, and I
They
start
really
learning some third level spells. That could be fun for me.
Well, you guys are all talking about leveling up, but who knows if you'll even survive that long?
We're like
Well,
6 months
you
from
could just kill some squirrels out in the woods. I mean, that's simple.
Yeah, you might get a lot less experience for regular squirrels compared to the ones you just killed. I just need to keep making things tougher. You guys just kill everything.
It seemed like at least one of us is very close to
you
death.
quite literally just said that there's all these instances of where we don't kill things and let them get away, and now you're saying that we kill everything. We don't kill everything. We get
Christian,
lucky.
I was about to say, I did go into death saves the last time that we were actually in battle.
Yeah, I was gonna say like
I
I just feel like
okay.
we were a little OP this time, but most times I feel it's either close or we feel we're about to die.
I don't really feel like I was OP this time. I feel like I was pretty much
That's just you.
grasping for straws.
You
I'll
can't
take more XP. You know, with that comment, I'll take more XP. I felt pretty good.
Everybody has
I've
their day.
never actually
Everybody.
battled, Christian. Why don't you give Tyrell more XP? He's always just fucked around with his rope. This time he actually made attacks.
Yeah.
You should take away XP for all the times that he fucked around with his rope. Then.
Yeah, if anything, take some away for him always fucking around with his rope.
All right, I didn't say that. I think everything's fine. Everyone's even.
Tell you what, Jared. We'll just call it even and keep your XP where it's at. And if you do something spectacular, I will award you fairly.
Are you gonna say I have to make notes now? All right.
You should at least know what damage your weapons do, and what rolls you need to make.
What checks
at the very
your
least,
spells are. I mean, I
pretty-
can always make them for
Pretty
you.
fair. I should probably do something more than that. I'm gonna write a note that says next time on Dragon Ball Z.
I'm just excited that I'm walking around with like a giant squirrel tail coat, basically. Like it's like a poncho almost that I got on. It's
You
pretty
almost
sweet.
look like some sort of sea urchin. I mean, it's like
just a giant bushy tail, and my arms barely get outside of it.
So
Man,
is everybody caught up on the boys now?
hang on. Let everybody final thoughts on the game. We'll, yeah,
Done.
yeah. If you're all done, you can say goodbye, and I'll end the
Alright.
stream.
Goodbye, everybody. Thank you so much for listening, and have a great night. Go buy some Firestone Walker. It's great.
And you're on that kick, are you?
Yeah, my
Please.
plugs are. Yeah.
All right. That's it.
I'd like to thank all of our sponsors. mainly Coors Light and pretty much them. Love them.
Pretty much them for Josh. Each one of us have our
Love
own
'em.
sponsors.
Do you just each
Enjoy
want to
'em.
call out some sort of beer
Brewery.
brand or something?
Yep.
Well, I'd like to thank Squirrel Stew
Ooh, that's a
for
good one.
sponsoring this episode.
I'd like to thank Apple for giving us the technology on my phone to log in every week and do these things.
That's so cute.
Good company. Good company.
I'm cutting
Love it.
all this.
Super secure.
Yeah.
What?
probably
Did you say you're cutting all of this?
I'm cutting all of this. It's going
where
away.
you say that you have fake sponsorships, yeah.
All right. Goodbye.
I mean,
stream.
if we just keep
No.
thanking them,
No
they
more. Goodbye.